Check, check, 1, 2. Okay, talk back to me on intercom. Yep, gotcha. Perfect. All right, you guys have fun.
So we're going to jump in. We'll go out Q at 6. We're going to skip that first commercial break. So we're going to kick off when we get in. Yeah, so once we're on, we're going to straight through. So, no, halftime for all that. Welcome in, say, let's play. We'll do place to watch it. Okay. Who have we got? Okay. 11 is the top scorer, right? Corey Herzog? Yeah. Top scorer. And Wushu Security. Hello and welcome to a wet and windy City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia for the Richmond Kickers versus the Pittsburgh Hounds. We are on rain delay. We are an hour behind on kickoff. The field is very, very wet. I'm Darryl Grove. I'll be your play-by-play guy. I'm with Taylor Rockwell, my colour commentator. Hello.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm pretty good. We've been down and we've had a look at the field. And there's lots of water on it. You can see in the shot there. The whole field is not like that.
That's good, because otherwise it would be made of asphalt. Yeah, but we did walk out there. It's definitely a little bit better in the center of the pitch because you have that big crown on it. But out wide, it's pretty sloppy, pretty wet. It's going to be difficult to get traction. I'm expecting this to be a little bit rough and a little bit long ball.
So let's think about Richmond Kickers today. They've lost 3 games in a row. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 3 defeats. I've heard Lee Cowlishaw, the head coach, talking about how it's going to be a more attacking Richmond Kickers that we see today.
And if the lineups are to be believed, it looks like that is coming out in the form of a 4-4-2. I think Cowlishaw may be trying to get those 2 attackers up there in the form of Kamara and Oliver. Maybe just get a little bit more of a combination than they've had in weeks past, where you only have that 1 striker up there.
Okay, so for the Kickers, the 2 strikers will be Kamara and Oliver. We'll see them alongside each other. What else are the Kickers doing, Taylor?
In goal, we've got Matt Turner. From left to right, we think it's going to be a back 4 of Braden Troyer, Roberts, Shinosky, and Lee. Alex Lee as your right back. Then the 4 in the middle will be Raul Gonzalez, Fred, Patty McCann, and Samuel Asante on the right.
And in the Pittsburgh 4-4-2, which is what we've been led to believe is how they're lining up, who are their strikers?
We've got Kerr and Herzog up top, Hollingsworth, Obinwa, and Solto in the middle, with Jack Thompson out wide. And we've got Taylor Washington, Joe Greenspan, Jamal Jack, and Rich Balshin as your 4 defenders. And, of course, Trey Mitchell in goal.
And we are underway. Ball out on the left with Pittsburgh, fired in low, collected in the area. Turned and cleared by the Richmond Kickers. Collected in midfield. It goes out right to Balshin, inside. It's dropped back. Back out wide to Balshin, the right back who's advancing already. Pittsburgh with the ball. Pittsburgh in blue going left to right. Richmond Kickers in red going right to left.
And we have Jack playing wide there to Joe Greenspan. Joe Greenspan deputizing at center back. Jamal Jack has been the constant for Pittsburgh this season so far.
If you recognise Joe Greenspan's name, he's the guy that is with Minnesota United. He's on loan with Pittsburgh. Throw down the line taken by, I believe Braden Troyer is playing left back. Troyer misses the tackle. Herzog plays it into Kerr. Kerr under pressure from Chinosky, gets away from McCann, gets away from him, crosses it in. It's cleared. It's going to be a corner kick to Pittsburgh Hounds.
And already you can see some footing problems there. Connor Shinosky does well to put that ball out for a corner kick. Because you have that skip in there, it's always difficult to read. But you can see McCann getting beat on that line. Just the difficulty the kickers are going to have with that footing and the creativity of the Pittsburgh attackers.
It really does make it hard to keep your footing. We'll see how this develops. I think so far Pittsburgh have made the most of it. Maybe being near the river is helpful for playing in the rain. Corner comes in. Scramble in the box. It's put back in. Herzog tried to collect. Okay, now it's in midfield. Played into the corner and off. Jack Thompson was offside.
Correct call there as we see kickers goalkeeper Matt Turner. Matt Turner was the one who was beaten from midfield last week by Steven Dos Santos. I think probably hoping that does not happen again today.
I'd be very surprised if he scored unawares this week. I think that's the harshest way to learn a lesson.
I wonder if he's already feeling uncomfortable this far away from his line.
Turner kicks long and immediately runs back towards his goal. Kamara takes down the chest. We saw him do that a lot last week for the Kickers. I'm quite excited to see Kamara with a partner. McCann dispossessed in midfield though. And here come Pittsburgh again, driving at the Kickers' defence. Shot from distance, just wide.
And it looks like Matt Turner did get a finger to that one. It is going to be another corner for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I think, have a better game plan so far, inside of the first 3 minutes at least, with a much more aggressive approach, really pressing the Kickers. Kickers are a little bit ponderous on the ball, and we're seeing them get caught in possession as a result.
If I'm a Kickers fan, I'm prepared to give them the benefit of the doubt early on, because you can see just how wet it is out there. These are tough conditions to play in.
For those Kickers fans remaining in the stadium, they definitely understand just how wet it is.
Corner kick comes in. Bounces outside the box. Cleared by the Kickers. Collected at the back.
Washington plays it in with a long ball, again looking for that direct approach. Instead, Turner, it's off his line to catch it cleanly.
Turner throws it. You could see the spray of water just as he moved then on the field. Alex Lee goes down the line. A lot of Kickers pushed up high, but if the ball doesn't reach them, Pittsburgh can get it back and come straight back at the Kickers. Low ball into the feet of... That may have been Herzog. Bolshin. Asante cut that out. Fight for the ball in midfield. Pittsburgh have it out left. It's all the way back with Jamal Jack. Cuts it in field. Good tackle in midfield from the kickers, but Pittsburgh have it to start again from the back.
As you can see in the wider shot there, many fans were here, have already since departed. We did have that hour rain delay, so we'll see what the remaining fans can make of this one and what kind of atmosphere they can create.
Roberts was creating an atmosphere there.
Yeah, I think much to the opposite of delight of Corey Herzog, who was protesting to the referee there. Free kick given about 40 yards from goal for Pittsburgh.
It looks like maybe Kevin Kerr to take. He's standing over it. Joined by Jack Thompson. Herzog's doing directing traffic though, so I would bet it was him to take it. Floated in by Kerr. Turner came, got a hand to it, ball bounced loose. Kickers get it away, but only as far as Washington, who plays it straight back into the box. That seems to be Pittsburgh's plan, is just get it in there, and you're going to sort of maybe expect a mistake with the ground being not so firm underfoot.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a mistake. It could also just be incidental contact or kind of clattering into each other in the box, because you're always going to have a little bit of difficulty reacting to that ball.
See what happened here. Turnoff, maybe a little uncertain there, Tyler?
I think so. I think, again, lots of bodies in the box, doesn't want to overcommit, doesn't want to commit a foul, as we get a goal kick here for Pittsburgh.
It's going to be Trey Mitchell in goal for Pittsburgh. I think this is the first we've seen of him, because the kickers haven't launched an attack yet. Pittsburgh really having the best of it in the early going. He kicks long. It was flicked on by Bolshin, but straight out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be Braden Troyer, kicker's left back to take it. Wipes his hands, keep him dry. Good turn from Freddie Wusasikiri. Wusasikiri plays the diagonal ball out wide. It looks like Asante's going to chase it in the corner. Turns back around, drops it for Alex Lee. That ball looks like it was going to hold up, but it got there. Asante still has it. Back to Lee again. Lee looks around. Goes infield.
Asante on the ball again, drops it all the way back to Milan Roberts, who's now got it wide to Braden Troyer again.
And Troyer back to Roberts. Kickers enjoying some possession at least, because that really was rough going in the first few minutes.
Well, I think you can see here the kickers working probably this week on possession, keeping the ball, maintaining possession, and then creating opportunities. Unfortunately for them, this situation does not suit that at all. It does suit the long ball, the more direct approach that we've seen from Pittsburgh. I think the kickers are probably going to have to adjust what they're trying to do if they want to maintain possession and get some opportunities.
It's Darwinian. Big tackle there.
Jamal Jack slides across, takes out Kamara, legally of course, out for a throw-in for the kickers deep in Pittsburgh territory.
Kamara's doing the Alexis Sanchez, rolling up one short.
I'm not sure if he's doing that as much as the current conditions are doing that for him, but I do love that that is the Alexis Sanchez look.
It's going to be a kicker's throw on the left side here. Here's Raul Gonzalez, making his first start, I believe, for the kickers.
First that we've seen him, at least at City Stadium.
He's backing up like he's got a big throw.
Yeah, he does.
We'll find out in just a few seconds.
But in the meantime, we get a nice close-up look of him.
Oh, Gonzalez with the fake. Went for a short throw. Gets it back. Now Gonzalez with some room to cross. Goes right-footed, floats it in. It bounces through to Trey Mitchell.
Good communication there, I think, from Trey Mitchell. Calls his defender off, and then is able to handle it cleanly. Again, it's bouncing in the box. You can see that water spray up. Good handling from Turner as we get the replay of that. Mitchell, excuse me. Able to hold that there as kickers are obviously pouncing on the loose ball opportunity, but no opportunity is given.
Mitchell's kick was short. It looks like Kamara's through. No, he was offside as that ball came through.
I think it was a direct kick headed straight back at them. Kamara was offside, stemming from the goal kick, and correctly given as an offside free kick to Pittsburgh.
That's another example of what can go wrong in this weather, though.
Absolutely.
And Mitchell's going to get another shot at this. Oh no, the defender's going to take it instead. Greenspan goes long. Won in the air by Shanoski. Shot from distance, just wide.
Looks like Turner didn't get a hand to it this time, goes just wide, but again we see that the differing approach there from Pittsburgh, able to get it in, get the ball under control, and get that shot off quickly. You can see the replay of that take here. Does well to get his hips around it, just a little bit wide of that far post. Could easily have been 1-0, could easily be 2-0 at this point in this game. Kickers really need to lock it down at the back if they want to try to hold on to this one.
I believe it was Marshall Hollingsworth took that shot. I didn't get a good look at his number.
We'll say that then. Why not?
Borshin slipped as the ball came to him. He's managed to maintain it. Kick is away. Kamara is away down the left. He's got away from Jack. Jack with a big slide tackle. Referee's pointing to. We know where Kamara's pointing.
It looks like it's going to be a goal kick. I think Kamara not pleased with that tackle, but I think it looks like correctly given. Good tackle by Jack, who does. It looks like puts it off of Kamara's left foot and out of bounds. Even though Kamara maybe didn't feel that or just wanted to believe that that physicality would have resulted in a kick for the Kickers. Instead, it's a goal kick to Pittsburgh.
It was the slide tackle bank shot.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he meant to do. Goal kick this time, gets better grip on it, does Mitchell, sends it past midfield and up in the air, more importantly. And it looks like we're going to have a foul here. Referee telling Paddy McCann just to calm down a little bit.
Climbed over the back of Obinwa.
Obinwa back on his feet now, but also looking none too pleased by that amount of contact.
McCann certainly looks up for it. Obinwa saying no, doesn't need treatment from the side.
Yeah,
I
think referee was concerned about maybe the possibility of a concussion or a head injury there. Obinwa clearly saying no problem at all, but in the end I think is going to be forced to get treatment.
I'm pretty sure if the ref says you have to go get looked at because that was a head collision, then you have to go get looked at.
Yeah, you can see there, it looks like maybe a little bit of a forearm to start, and then it looks like a collision, a smashing of heads, if you will, right when the ball came in. So Obinwa stays down and is now getting treatment.
I understand why you protest, but you know there are rules in place. You have to make sure.
You can see there, Obinwa making it very clear that he does not feel that he should be missing play. Instead, it looks like that kick was aimed for Greenspan. Instead, it goes out for another kick for the Richmond Kickers. Played quickly to the feet of Connor Shinosky.
Kickers trying to play slow out of the back, it seems. And like you said, I understand they might have worked on that, but this could be risky in current conditions. Although that long ball for Kamara to chase just goes out of bounds.
And what we've seen from Kamara, he does have some good pace to him, but very good at that hold-up play. I wouldn't be surprised if the Kickers do adjust it just a little bit to look for his head and chest, have players running off of him, and kind of work to get that ball out of the back as quickly as they can.
Yeah.
Because the times they have tried to play it through the middle, a couple times they've gotten stuck, a couple times it's led to a counterattack. You don't want to give them the opportunities.
Don't you think they can be more successful, having him lay it off for people as opposed to like putting it over the back of Pittsburgh's defense for him to chase?
I would say so. But we'll see what Lee Calishaw believes as the game progresses.
And maybe it's easier said than done.
Also that.
But then Raul Gonzalez tried to put it in the corner. It is rolled out for a goal kick. You see the Red Army there. brave souls at City Stadium.
Looking every bit as happy as you would expect a group who've been out in the driving rain for probably the last 4 hours to look.
All right, Trey Mitchell with an odd sideways runner. Seems to work for him though. Kick clears the halfway line. It is won in the air again by McCann.
Good work there from the Kickers midfielder to win that ball cleanly. No foul this time, no contact. And instead, it's Pittsburgh once again looking long.
Another slide from Jamal Jack. He's my kind of player. You know I love a slide tackle.
We did talk about this before the game began, that you were jealous to not be playing in this one, just because the conditions do lend themselves to the dramatic slide tackle, don't they?
I count 3 Jamal Jack slide tackles so far. He is slide tackle champion of this game.
We had a big collision there. Big collision there. Both players down, it looks like. I think neither one really saw what was happening, both going for the ball, and instead both hit each other.
Let's take one more look at what happened here.
It's Kamara running in, I think just doesn't see the player there. Gets, it looks like a knee maybe to the head. Both players down now, continuing to get treatment.
I think it's Joe Greenspan.
Does well to win that ball.
Those are 2 big guys running into each other.
Yeah, I think Greenspan slowly getting back up to his feet.
Yeah, it's just his knee is hurt, right?
Yeah.
But maybe Kamara, maybe his head.
And that is the risky run when you do have that that kind of direct long ball approach in this game, it's always going to risk having some collisions, some big tackles in there.
It's also not to question the referee's judgment, but it's also the risk you run when the game goes ahead in weather conditions like this.
Kamara back on his feet, not pleased with that decision as we get some early replays from the first half here. A really nice ball in there from Kevin Kerr, as we said. Shinovsky does pretty well to get it clean.
That's generous.
First time we saw it, it looked like he cleaned, intentionally put that out for a goal kick that time. Maybe he wasn't quite so sure. For his part, Trey Mitchell does well to collect that ball cleanly and secure it and see what's going on around him. Kamara looks to be back on his feet, still getting a little bit of treatment there from Kicker's medical team, but I expect him to continue.
He's going to get the same checks that the Pittsburgh player got earlier.
And we are back underway here at City Stadium.
Greenspan puts it into midfield with Solto. Solto backing up but maintains possession, gives it to Jamal Jack, my slide tackle champion. He plays it into the feet of Obinwa. Obinwa brings it forward. Pittsburgh maintaining possession. It's good work from Hollingsworth. Comes away though. Asante puts it on the floor for, I believe that's Gonzalez on the far side. Crosses low into the feet of Kamara. Save. No, it's in. It's into the side netting.
Fred does well there to stay on. Does well to stay on side there. Drifts inside. Great ball in from Raul Gonzalez, and that's how you finish here at City Stadium if you are Mr. Fred Owusu-Sekire.
And he gets a soggy hug from the Red Army.
I think also sends Trey Mitchell the wrong way there. I think Mitchell thought he would put it back across him, so Mitchell dives to the right. Owusu puts it back to Mitchell's left, and that's why he has difficulty adjusting his run.
And of course, he was in the butts because Owusu-Sekire was subbing in for Kamara, who was off the field. So he's doing the big centre forward's job for him.
Big centre forward's job from the little guy.
Size isn't everything, Taylor. Size isn't everything.
Does well to take that in stride. Mitchell does get a hand to it. I think maybe Owusu-Sekire didn't quite mean to put that one where he put it. I think the bigger point there was that he was just trying to turn it on frame, and does just that and goes off to celebrate with the Red Army. A good goal from the Kickers, I would say, against the run of play.
Oh yeah. But it is 1-0 Richmond Kickers, 16 minutes in here. That goal brought to you by Draper Aiden Athletics. Pittsburgh play it forward. Alex Lee lets that run out of bounds into the puddle. He's going to get his feet wet collecting that.
He is indeed, and as he gets set to take that throw, fans, stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune into USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XMFC. That's channel 85. Also, don't forget, Sirius XMFC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USL.com for dates and times.
Borshin with the ball now. Accelerates away from Owusu-Sekire. Gets the ball lost under his feet. Still has it, though. He's a strong guy. Plays it to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth turns. Owusu-Sekire tackles him. That's why we call him Battling Fred. It's still with Borshin. He goes back to Jamal Jack. Even Jamal Jack's slide tackling couldn't stop Fred Owusu-Sekire.
It could not. And just to clarify, I apologize. It's USLsoccer.com, not USL.com. I think two entirely different sites would be my guess.
Alex Lee heads it back to Turner. Turner collects with his feet. And picks it up, rolls it back to Alex Lee. Lee looks down the line, goes back, gives it to Connor Shinovsky. Now Milan Roberts. Kickers looking more confident than we have seen them for a few weeks there.
Big tackle there, indeed they are. Big tackle there on Oliver. Oliver slow to get back to his feet. We might see a booking here if the referee just wants to calm things down a little bit, given some of the early collisions we've seen so far.
For the record, I'm against booking Jamal Jack because that will make him stop slide tackling. Seems no yellow card.
Yeah, I think maybe just to quit talking to a reminder of the situation on the field.
Yeah, does the ref have to give a bit of leeway for the conditions, or does he have to be harsher to make sure that things don't happen?
I think the referee does whatever he wants to do, depending on the situation and how he wants his game to progress.
You're refusing to answer.
I am indeed.
You're a smart man. You're a smart man. All right, cross comes in from the Kickers. Keeper loses it. Trey Mitchell loses it. Borshin comes away with it. Jamal Jack is down after that collision with his own keeper. Borshin tried to play it into Hollingsworth. Troyer collects. Ball is going to be put out of bounds, which Sekiri says, put that out of bounds, Braden. It's out so that one more player can receive treatment. This is 3 players injured in collisions in the first 18 minutes.
This one, though, a little bit less drastic, I would say, than before. Obviously, Jack down in pain, but it wasn't two players from different teams colliding for the ball this time. I think it was just both players trying to make a play
It was Jack
from the
and his
team.
keeper.
Yeah, and just maybe a lack of communication there leads both players to go for it, as you can see on the replay here. It's a big ball in from Alex Lee, and I think Trey Mitchell just trying to make the safe play here, but instead does get the hand of the ball, does get it clear, but also gets a decent shot at the ribs and maybe the hip of Jamal Jack.
Let's take one more look at this Fred Owusu-Sekiri goal. Gonzalez, on his first start, we believe, crossed in low. Owusu-Sekiri will be very happy to see that go in. Was he going left side and it ended up right side?
I think so. And you
See
can
from this angle.
And I think really the key thing there, it's a really nice ball in from Gonzalez. It's really good awareness to spot that maybe it's not the big body that he's used to up top. It's instead Fred Owusu-Sekiri. Puts that ball on the ground, puts it low, and drives it in there. Always going to be difficult for defenders to handle.
Do you really think he looked up ready to be like, oh, I'm going to cross it high for Kamara. Oh, it's Fred Owusu-Sekiri.
Or I'll just hit it really low across the box. Maybe that's what happened.
I'm joking, but that makes, I'm laughing, but that makes perfect sense.
It does.
Jamal Jack's still down, still getting treatment.
Meanwhile, we have a shot here of Oliver having some words with Richmond Kickers captain Connor Shinosky. Looks like they're trying to figure things out a little bit, maybe just trying to game plan how to deal with the directness of Pittsburgh.
If I could have a third person in the commentary booth with us, I would choose a lip reader. I love to know what players say to each other. Yeah.
You just wander out on the pitch in stoppages and just see what they're saying. You totally blend in and be fine. More shots of the Red Army.
We maybe don't need a lip reader for what the Red Army are saying.
I'd say supportive things for the people wearing red, and for those not, maybe less supportive things.
Yeah, that sounds about right. See Coach Lee Calishaw pacing. He often paces that bench. Usually, he's a bit happier when his team are winning.
Yeah. I do wonder though, what do you think that early goal for the Kickers is going to do for this game, Dale? Do you expect Pittsburgh to be a little more aggressive? They've already been pretty aggressive.
Yeah,
so
they
how?
can't be
Yeah.
more
So what do you? I mean, is it more of a press from them? Do they try to win the ball higher? And if you're the Kickers, do you try to slow it down a little bit, or know that runs the risk of maybe coughing up possession?
I think it's more likely of changing Richmond's game, weirdly, even though Pittsburgh are the away team.
Yeah.
I think Richmond, they came in saying they were going to play more aggressively, more attacking, and I think you might see them maybe ease off a little bit.
All right. Well, as they try to stay loose, we'll see that goal one more time here. Again, it's a really good low ball. It splits, 4 different defenders there from Pittsburgh. I'm going to say
so
more credit to the
packing stats would be +4.
Yes, yeah. I'm going to say a lot of credit for the ball, and then credit for putting it in the back of the net. But I'm still not sure how much Owusu knew about that one. Big celebration there with the Red Army.
It's a big deal, right? The Kickers haven't scored in essentially 3 games and 17 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a good long time, and I think the fans will be relieved to see the ball in the back of the net, to know that the Kickers can still get those goals, and maybe to reward Lee Calishaw for that aggressive approach that he said the Kickers were going to be going for in this game.
And to reward these brave fans who've stuck around in terrible, terrible conditions. It is windy and rainy and cold. It's not what I was promised when I moved to Richmond.
I was going to say, aren't you English? Isn't this like what your people live
yeah,
for?
But I left to leave all that stuff behind.
That's why?
I came for sunny days and, soccer where you can wear a T-shirt and watch it.
I'll be sure to tell your American wife that's why you left your country of origin.
Wasn't the only thing. I feel for the Kickers subs. You got to sit there and kind of shiver. I'm sure those coats are nice and warm, but
I also enjoy the big gap between Lee Calishaw, who tends to be on the far side of that bench, and then there's a good half bench, and then the players. Maybe no one wants to incur the wrath of Lee.
Is that fear or respect?
Yes. While we get this break, Daryl Grove, did you know that, for now at least, a Premier League team is coming to Richmond this summer?
Is it Swansea City?
It is Swansea City. The Richmond Kickers announced that Swansea City of the English Premier League will return to City Stadium on July 19th as part of the club's 25th anniversary celebration. It's the 4th consecutive time a team from the English Premier League will play in Richmond, and it's guaranteed to be the biggest party of the summer. Tickets are on sale now at richmondkickers.com.
All right, you'll get to see Milan Rabbits against Fernando Llorente.
That's frightening.
Yeah. You'll get to see Fred Owusu-Sekiri do some battling against Gylfi Sigurdsson.
Yeah, and it will be nice because in years past it's been after major tournaments. It was after the World Cup. It was after Copa America, so you didn't see those teams kind of with their full-strength rosters. Yeah, this time around. Gylfi Sigurdsson not there last year. He is here. He is supposedly going to be here this year.
We are back underway at City Stadium with a Connor Shinosky long ball. One in the air by Pittsburgh. One again by Paddy McCann in midfield. He's winning a lot of those midfield headers. Owusu Sakiri now on the left. Nearly lost his foot in, still has the ball. Braden Troyer joins the attack. The left back coming forward.
It looks like we have had a change for Pittsburgh, maybe to deal with that injury. In comes Richie Duffy, number 23 for Pittsburgh. It looks like we have had to make way. Jamal Jack has departed the field.
So Jamal Jack, Richie Duffy in at centre back for Pittsburgh. That substitution sponsored by Elephant Auto Insurance.
And it may be that Balshan has come inside to play center back, and instead Duffy will go to right back, I think.
Mitchell kicks long. It seems that that miskicked goal kick was a one-off for Trey Mitchell.
Yeah, he's definitely gotten much better distance and height on his kicks since then. Speaking
of, Oliver just played it over the back of the Pittsburgh defence, but it's collected by Balshan. I believe you are correct. Balshan is playing centre-back. So that means Richie Duffy is now playing right back for Pittsburgh. So slide tackles per minute, Jamal Jack wins.
I'm sure that's what he'll care about as he's off getting treatment.
To Troyer. Marlon Roberts, a loose pass. Shinovsky will get there first. Playing to Asante midfield. Back to Shinovsky, immediately under pressure. I think Pittsburgh are bringing the press.
Definitely bringing all the other players forward a little bit at a time. Yeah. You're getting more of like a line-by-line pressure as the kickers do well to bypass that, but instead cough up possession.
It does make that long ball to Kamara a really sort of effective option then. If Pittsburgh are sending people forward, if you can find your striker and he can hold it up, then suddenly you've put the pressure the other way.
Indeed. Meanwhile, we have a kick here from Obinwa. Looks like it's going to be taken by Raul Gonzalez again as Obinwa backs off. Wasn't pleased with that one, but was a clear kick. Not necessarily intentional, but definitely made contact, and it's a good free kick. Good decision by the referee.
Raul Gonzalez, I think, maybe most successful crossing player for the kickers this season.
Yeah.
Good to see him take another go at it here. And I'm still convinced he's got a long throw, the way he backed up and ran at it, but then did the fake short throw.
The decoy throw? Yeah, I think you're probably right.
We'll maybe see it unleashed later in today's game. Gonzalez slips as he crosses it, but it's flicked on into his own box by a Pittsburgh defender. Marlon Roberts gets ahead to it. Sakiri heads it in. Pittsburgh headed out. Bit of a scramble. Asante plays the safe ball. Lee serves it forward and to the left. Headed out by Duffy.
No one there for Pittsburgh, and instead it's collected by Braden Troyer, who drops to McCann. McCann looking for the switch, but instead drops back.
To Milan Roberts. And Roberts out to Shinovsky. We're double teaming the play-by-play. Turner goes long. Minatel couldn't win that header. He hasn't been too successful in the air so far. I think anything that Kamara doesn't get, Minatel is losing out. Ball still in play. Duffy goes infield. Ball played outside. Solto plays it back to Greenspan. Obuma goes down the line. Crossed in, headed out by Shinovsky. Obuma with a clever touch.
Yeah, felt the pressure, maybe heard the squeaky footsteps. It's a wet field, so I'm assuming it's a little squeaky, squelchy.
Yeah, it's more. I think it's more squelch than squeak. Obinwa again. Splits the lines. Good touch from Hollingsworth. Thompson to Obinwa. Plays it all the way back. So Pittsburgh are going forward and testing the kickers and then coming back around. It's going to be a free kick for the kickers. 1-0 to the Richmond Kickers after 28 minutes here at City Stadium. Or to be very specific, 27 minutes and 15 seconds. Turner kicks long. Kamara couldn't win that in the air. Hollingsworth comes back and does win it. Loose ball. Raul Gonzalez has it. Raul Gonzalez wins the ball on the floor. McCann lets it roll, gives it to Milan Roberts, plays it out left to Braden Troyer. Troyer back to McCann. McCann's been at the centre of everything for the kickers, defensive and offensive.
He's done well so far. He had a few slip-ups early on, but seems to have adjusted his game. Seems to up the tempo a little bit. I think caught in possession a couple times early on. Has done better since then of getting the ball, playing it quickly, taking those 2 and 3 touches, but not really holding onto the ball for too long.
I've never seen the defensive side of his game before. I've been quite impressed with how many headers and tackles he's winning in midfield. Long ball, falls short. Asante collects. McCann takes over. McCann puts it out right to Alex Lee. Lee has Gonzalez streaking ahead of him, puts it down the line. Kamara came across as well. Kamara tackled, ball is out for a throw-in. Was that Taylor Washington up against Kamara? Your namesake left back. Kamara
Sure.
short ball to Asante. Asante plays it back to his defense.
In the background there, you can see a couple of the Pittsburgh faithful have made that trip down,
Well
have
done.
gutted out the rain. You can see the Red Army there and the Pittsburgh fans just a little bit away from them.
Open where the ball was loose. Kamara came back and got it. Kamara lays it to his right back, Alex Lee. Lee looks up, looks down the line, finds Gonzalez. Gonzalez seems to be doing a lot of stretching and falling over and always still managing to make that pass. Asante was taken out as he dribbled forward.
Big collision there with it looked like a Benoit. Asante down, slow to get to his feet. I think maybe just making a little meal of that one. Just wondering if maybe a card's going to come for that. No card given, and we've got a free kick to McCann.
Any cards in this game so far?
No cards that I'm aware of. Only the one substitution as well.
Maybe, you know, we talked about the 2 approaches for the referee earlier. Maybe he's going with the sort of, I know the conditions are bad, so I'm going to be more lenient because it's hard to keep your foot in.
I think so. I think we're seeing just a few talking tos here and there, a couple of words exchanged, but not really inclined to dish out cards too early in this one.
McCann serves it in. It bounced all the way through to Trey Mitchell.
I'm not sure if it bounced or if Greenspan maybe got an accidental foot to it that led to Trey Mitchell collecting the ball. Either way, held safely by the goalkeeper and now punted long. From about a yard outside of his box, it looked like.
McCann. We're going to see this free kick one more time. That looks like the aftermath of the free kick.
Indeed, yeah.
Here's the free kick from McCann. Chipped in.
Yeah, and it
you're
is
right, it's nearly a
Greenspan with
Greenspan
a
own
missed
goal.
kick there, yeah.
He essentially pulled the same move as Wisha Sakiri. All right, cleared by Shinovsky. We're back in play.
Not sure he'll love that comparison.
Obinwa, he split the kicker's defense, but it's run out of bounds.
I think Jack Thompson was going for that ball. Maybe it holds up a little bit if the field isn't quite so wet, but it is, so it's out of bounds for a goal kick to the kickers. It looks like Pittsburgh may be trying to build a little bit more slowly now, trying to keep the ball a little bit and find those options, find those openings, knowing that the kickers are just as vulnerable to this wet field as they are. Maybe just trying to thread the ball when they can.
Did the kickers figure anything out defensively? Because they looked like so panicky in the first few minutes.
I'm not sure. It might just be a product of settling down. It's certainly a product of being up 1-0. It allows you to be a little bit more confident.
Maybe just working out the conditions.
And especially, I mean, you know, you've been on teams before, or maybe you haven't. I feel like you're going to deny it as soon as I say it. But, I mean, we've both been on teams that weren't winning, and it can always be a big relief to get that goal, to go ahead, to feel like, okay, we can still score goals. It's not just going to be a goal this season forever.
I remember what scoring feels like.
Yeah,
I remember
exactly.
what winning feels like. Yeah.
Can definitely lighten the mood quite a bit. Even if Lee Kalashaw's face wouldn't tell you that the mood is lightened.
He was smiling just.
Was he smiling?
Yeah.
I can't tell if that was smiling
Absolutely.
or screaming. Not sure if that was a foul throw or just a throw that needed to be retaken. But it's a Pittsburgh throw taken quickly. And Pittsburgh now still on the ball.
It's outright with Duffy. Duffy infield to Hollingsworth. Kamara comes and collects. Solto pushes him off the ball. From distance, Thompson's shot spilled.
And Braden Troyer puts it out there. Looks like for a throw in. Good work from Thompson to trust that left boot to get that shot off. Turner gets down low, doesn't take it cleanly, but Braden Troyer is there. Turner getting some praise from his teammates. I'm curious if maybe
fist bump from Oliver.
if it was more difficult than it looked, because it was a shot from distance, it did look low, but maybe with that kind of skip that the ball is going to have, any goalkeeper getting down low and getting a hand to it is going to be a good job.
It's going to be Thompson to take the corner kick for Pittsburgh. Left-footed ball to the back post, headed out by the kickers. Collected by Hollingsworth, who just lost his footing but still got it. I'm really impressed with players who can lose their footing and still make it happen. Taylor Washington drives forward. Crossed in, headed clear. Here's Raul Gonzalez again. Back to Alex Lee. Lee goes long. Kamara fights for the ball, doesn't quite win it. And the ball is loose in midfield again. It's going to be Thompson, left-footed. Solto looking for the pass. Still looking.
You can see how compact the kickers are. Every single player behind the ball, I think it's really causing Pittsburgh some problems in terms of trying to find those channels. Really lots being blocked off, so they're having to work the ball around and really not making much progress. And eventually, it looks like resorting to the long ball or a little bit more of a dramatic ball than maybe they would like.
It's almost like there's a shot clock, right? And at a certain point, it's just, okay, this isn't working.
Yep.
We're going to just launch it into the box and see what happens.
And I do think that's the luxury for the kickers of having that one goal advantage, is maybe before they might be pressed up a little bit more and trying to force them into the long ball. Here they can sit back a little bit more.
Although Pittsburgh are making some progress as Obinwa just brought it forward. Taylor Washington exchanges passes with Corey Herzog. We haven't seen much of Corey Herzog so far. Herzog tackled by Oliver, I believe.
It doesn't seem like that's going to change based on what just happened.
Now Braden Troyer plays it down the channel over the back looking for Kamara. Mitchell is off his line to collect.
It looked like it was going to be a dangerous ball there for a second, but maybe just a little bit overhit, and Mitchell does well to get off his line, collect the ball, take it cleanly, get the ball back in play.
Obin was past to Solto, intercepted by Oliver. Oliver plays it through for Kamara to chase. Bolshin's across. Bolshin gets rid of it.
Good quick look there from Oliver, who does well to cut off that pass, win the ball back, looked at playing Kamara, but just a little bit too far, I think, for him, a little bit too central, not quite into his path. Kamara has to adjust, can't get there in time, and instead it's going to be a throw in deep.
See this interception from Oliver one more time. Yeah, he just read the pass and stepped in front of it. I'm also interested in how the ball moves in these conditions. Like, sometimes it seems to go faster than you expect, and sometimes slower, and it's hard to know what.
I think it's dependent upon the pitch. You can see you can see the kind of the bare patches there on the field. I think that can actually lead it to slow up a little bit because it starts to get dirty and muddy. It's not going to run quite as true.
Turns out Raul Gonzalez does not have a big throw. It just reached the edge of the area and came back out.
And instead goes out for a throw in for Pittsburgh now.
All right, so now we know. But I think you're right. It's basically, certain areas of the field have more water than others, and that's why it's really hard to learn sort of what's going to run fast and what's going to run slow.
You know what's not hard, though, Daryl?
What's that?
Saying that soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. See, not that hard.
Only for the pros. Connor Shanowski had no options, did find Mellon Roberts. Mellon Roberts goes long, very long, over the back of the defense and through to Trey Mitchell. Greenspan wants the ball. Greenspan takes it off his keeper. Greenspan takes it forward. Greenspan famously drafted by Colorado Rapids and then had to go and do naval service.
I think I remember reading MLS Soccer's Matt Doyle's comment about that, which is something along the lines of, we'll have to do naval service. I'm not sure how much naval service there is to be done in the state of Colorado.
Solto receives it under pressure in midfield. Bolshin plays it. And we're out wide with Duffy, the overlapping Duffy. Duffy tries to beat Troyer. Manages to get the ball back. And he's played it into midfield. Obinwa. Washington. Washington gets it back. Washington looking for the pass. You can see players having to work extra hard when they come under pressure from opposition defenders. No, Greenspan goes long. Shanowski wins it in the air. Sakiri wins it in the air. It's Hollingsworth at left. Fires low, Turner saves it at the near post and gets it behind.
Really big save there from Turner. It was a good ball in from Herzog and a well-taken shot with the left foot there. Turner gets down low, is able to get a hand to it. That ball definitely from our angle looked to be going in on goal. Instead, it's out for a corner kick, but really nice work there from both sides. Good work from Hollingsworth to get that shot off. And like I said, Turner gets down low. Could easily have been beaten there at the near post. Instead, turns it out for a corner.
It's going to be Kurt to take this corner kick. Kerr floats it in close, headed out by Milan Roberts. Duffy from the top of the box. Asante clears. Kamara wasn't there to chase it. Possibly Kamara was defending the set piece. There he is, joining the attack. Now here's Bolshin. Hollingsworth chips a ball into the area. Lee gets there and heads it away. Thompson gets his left foot to it. Intercepted by Gonzalez. Now Lee has it. Lee plays a safe ball to Paddy McCann. McCann switches the field out left to Braden Troyer. Now Braden Troyer brings it forward. Braden Troyer driving in field and finds the feet of McCann again. McCann switches it the other way, outright. It's with Raul Gonzalez. Didn't want to take on the defense, but does lay it back to Samuel Asante. Asante's low pass intercepted. McCann intercepts it back. Uwushi Security in on Mitchell. Mitchell collects it.
You didn't get the intercepted trifecta. You only got the 2 out there. Maybe points to the chaos there for a moment.
Yeah, it's easily the most chaotic game we've seen at City Stadium. I'm sure it's the weather conditions.
Yeah, I would think so. Both teams definitely up for it, but I think the weather conditions exacerbating the situation down there on the field.
Obinwa gives it back to Kerr. Into the feet of Obinwa again. Obinwa definitely Pittsburgh's sort of distributing midfielder. Duffy outright. Duffy crosses. It's not a bad ball. It's cleared by Alex Lee. Collected by Gonzalez. I'm going to imagine Coach Lee Calishaw will be impressed with Gonzalez so far.
I think so. He's been heavily involved in the attack, but also good getting back in the defense,
Yeah.
cutting out angles, winning the ball back. Yeah, it's been a pretty comprehensive game from him so far.
I mean, we know the coach likes a two-way player.
Yeah.
He missed that slide tackle there. I ball in low to Kerr. Kerr looking around.
Again, the kicker's making it really difficult for Pittsburgh to have too many options, and instead they're having to continuously be forced to push the ball back, drop it back to center back, who then go look wide for the fullbacks, as we're seeing here, or in this case, Kerr, who's dropped very far and very deep.
Well, kickers, I mean, you've seen this season, they've been very good at sort of denying space and, you know, being a fairly compact team and not allowing passing lanes for opposition, but they didn't have any attacking thrust going the other way. So when you have this 1-goal advantage,
Yep.
It's a lot easier to do. It's good to defend a lead as opposed to defend a 1-0 deficit.
That's what I've always said.
Paddy McCann gets it away from Salto. Under pressure from Obinwa. He plays it back to Matt Turner. I think Herzog was wise to it, but Turner got there. And now Pittsburgh go all the way back in their right back spot with Duffy. Bolshin to Greenspan. Now Salto. Salto goes left.
If you're just joining us here at City Stadium, that's surprising because you probably thought this game was over because we did have that hour-long rain delay. That's why you're seeing the stands pretty empty. That's why you're seeing a lot of standing water around the pitch and probably some standing water on it as the Richmond Kickers lead Pittsburgh 1-0. It looks like a free kick to Pittsburgh here with about 4 minutes left in the first half. Replay of that foul. A little bit of contact there. It's just Kamara trying to make that play, and you're getting that late little touch in the back, it looks like. Not too strong, but definitely some contact and a correctly given free kick for Pittsburgh.
And once again, it will be Kevin Kerr to take. Serves it in. Doesn't get beyond McCann, which has been a sort of a constant theme for Pittsburgh so far today. Kamara with a beautiful touch to take that out of the air. Lays it out left for Uwushi Security. Here goes Fred Uwushi Security. He's looking for a pass. He splits. I think Oliver's on it. Oliver shoots, blocked by the slide tackle, and cleared.
Oliver does well to take that first touch across, but maybe could have dropped it for Kamara to take a touch and have a shot. Instead, Oliver tries to go for goal. It's partially blocked, I think partially deflected as well. And instead, it goes back to the kicker's possession as opposed to a 2-0 lead.
And Milan Roberts. Ushikiri kept it in, but Obinwa comes away with it. Jack Thompson plays it back to Bolshin. Bolshin to Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth, I think, was tackled. Milan Roberts plays it out left to Troyer. Was that a kicker's play got a toe in there?
I think so. A gentle one, a gradual touch. That's all.
Long ball down the line was too long for Kamara to chase. It's going to be a goal kick to Trey Mitchell.
eventually. But first, I think Mitchell's going to have some words with his defense. Not so thrilled about how much time the kickers are having on the ball to pick their heads up and find those long balls. I think Mitchell would rather see a little bit pressure high up the field to maybe eliminate some of the threat early.
I just saw Kamara point over his shoulder. Like, I think he just wants the balls in behind to chase down.
And we saw the same thing last week. He was a little bit frustrated against Ottawa, wanted the ball a little bit more directly. The kickers slower to get that ball forward. Doesn't seem like they're having that problem so much in this game.
Weirdly, I'm not sure I agree with him. I think the kickers look better when they play it sort of into his chest or feet so they can build.
I agree.
As opposed to him chasing.
Because it's not as though Pittsburgh's line is coming like all the way up to midfield. They are sitting a little bit deeper, so I think that ball in behind, it's always going to skip, and I think it's always going to go to the hands or feet of Trey Mitchell. So I think Kamara would probably be better served holding the ball up, as we just saw him do, and then breaking on the counter.
Well, here come Pittsburgh, a back heel down the line.
But it looks like offside given there for Pittsburgh. I think for the initial ball in that led to the back heel, I think the back heel was what was offside.
This is going to be a free kick for the kickers. Looks like Matt Turner's going to come out and take it.
I'm going to
venturing
assume
farther and farther from goal.
Yeah, I'm going to say take it with maybe no particular urgency.
You think kickers will be happy to get to half-time with this 1-0 lead?
I'd say so. Given the way the games have gone the last 3 games or so, yeah, I think so.
All right, Turner goes long. Looking for Kamara, but it was won by Taylor Washington. Given to Raul Gonzalez, who's making his way down the line. He has 2 Pittsburgh players around him, though. The ball is out for a throw-in. Gonzalez with a second chance to make a first impression with the long throw. It's a successful short throw. Goes to Alex Lee. Lee into the feet of Samuel Asante. Asante couldn't quite keep control of it. It's gone out of bounds. Pittsburgh throw. Taylor Washington to take. Gives it to Obinwa. Obinwa lays it to Solto. Solto turns this way and that and then fires a nice low ball out to Duffy. You've really got to be careful from midfield, right? If you're spraying those balls, you've got to really hit them firmly. Here goes Duffy down the right. Duffy exchanges passes. Slight tackle from Braden Troyer. He's after Jamal Jack's crown. And here comes Corey Herzog.
Owusu went down there, maybe thought he was going to get the kick, but instead we play on here. We also have the notification we're going to have 5 minutes of stoppage time. 5 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half.
For all those injuries.
3 different lengthy injury spells early in the first 15 minutes or so. And we have another player down now. It's Raul Gonzalez. Just took a knock there, I think, staying down for a minute. And will get treatment as we see the referee call the trainers onto the field. Dale, if you're the kickers, do you try to risk it here, maybe go up 2-0, maybe try to kill this game off before halftime? Do you try to push it with those 4 minutes or so, or especially with Gonzalez going down, do you just sit back and stay comfortable?
If I'm the kickers, I always go for it, but I'm not the kickers, and having watched the kickers for several years, I believe they will sort of make sure to lock this down and try and keep it to 1-0 at halftime.
I would agree with you as we see a couple of the kickers there looking less than thrilled with the weather. I know last season we were at the preseason game when Luis Fernando first arrived. I think coming from Brazil, maybe wasn't quite ready for Richmond, Virginia in March, where it was about 30 degrees outside. He looked slightly more miserable that day than he does today, but still not looking too thrilled. As we see the Red Army seem to have gone over to welcome the Pittsburgh fans to the stadium.
I'd say today is a 7.5 out of 10 on the Luis Fernando misery index.
I wasn't realized you were keeping a track of that one. See that ball there, slip from Gonzalez. And flicked on. Malin-Roberts there at the back post, but eventually cleared. We're getting a few highlights here as the players still down to getting treatment.
You can see it's been a lot of goalmouth scrambling. I mean, even in many ways, Freddie Wischiskiri's goal was a bit of a goalmouth scramble in that it was saved, but then deflected into his own net by Trey Mitchell. And not an own goal because it was on target anyway. Yeah,
and even the opportunities we're seeing with Jack Thompson getting that shot off are resulting from that kind of wet field, the bounces that the keepers are having to react to. As play is back underway, it looks like Kamara was offside there. Gave it a pause just to say, I don't think I was, before walking away from the ball.
And to be clear, because the injury happened in added time, I believe the time will be added back on again. So there may be a little more than 5 minutes of added time. All right, Bolshin.
So you're saying the first half will just never end?
Yeah.
Just keep on going?
We'll be on a loop. Headed out. Flick forward. Kamara takes it on his chest. Tries to muscle his way around Greenspan, can't quite make it. Greenspan is a big, strong guy. Now Bolshin out left to Taylor Washington. Washington into the feet of Obinwa. It's picked off by Asante. Gives it to Raul Gonzalez. Raul Gonzalez drives. Still has the ball. Picked up by Oliver, who lifts it outright. It's going to be Asante to try and get to the end line. He's fouled as he goes. Hollingsworth doesn't think so.
I think it from my angle, it looked more so like Samuel Asante took the ball, took a little bit of a heavy touch, put that ball into touch, and then maybe went down to try to make it look as though there was contact there, because he knew he wasn't getting on the end of that one.
Oh, I think I believe you.
Yeah. Maybe not him.
Yeah. I understand why Hollingsworth had words with him.
Yeah. And really, that wasn't a great decision there, because, I mean, he had time. He maybe could have cut it back, kept possession. I think that was a bit too forceful.
All right, Turner under a bit of pressure, plays it long. Ball headed by Washington, arrives with Obinwa. Obinwa has this. Under all kinds of pressure, but he finds the pass. Now here goes Kerr. Plays it out left. Ball into the feet of Kerr. Little drag back and roll, but it looks like he was offside. I've got the feeling Kerr's got a bit of creativity up those long sleeves.
I think he does, but I think he also maybe doesn't have a great sense of when he's offside. You saw Herzog there having a few words with him. That's the second or third time this half that he's just strayed a little bit too far offside.
You got to get creative if you want to stay dry. Turner goes long. That was a trash bag, am I right?
Yes. Thumbs up from producer Joey indicates that, yes, it was indeed a trash bag.
All right, Trey Mitchell kicks this ball long. Loose ball for Thompson. Thompson chips it in. Asante picks it off. Asante with a nice little turn and a through ball. Almost for Kamara. Greenspan stepped and got himself to it. Here's Salto. Salto, I think he spanned 720. Here he goes. Salto out left, looking for Thompson. Thompson doesn't keep it in. And he lets Alex Lee walk into the puddle to get it.
I think just
I wouldn't thank him for that.
Few more seconds here. I think, again, Alex Lee not in too much of a rush to get that ball. I'm surprised he doesn't just walk straight through the water. It's not as though his feet can be that dry still after playing 45 minutes in these conditions.
Long ball from the kickers, looking for Kamara. I think Taylor Washington won it, but it's going to be a kicker's throw. We've got to be approaching the end of the first half here. It's going to be Alex Lee with the throw for Richmond Kickers, who are leading 1-0 as the first half comes to a close here at City Stadium. Headed on and chested back. Raul Gonzalez with the ball now. Gonzalez down the line for Kamara. Kamara with a bit of space to cross. He cuts back, ball under his feet, still has it.
Yeah, I think got the ball stuck under his feet a little bit. Maybe just trying to do a quick little step over instead. Put under pressure, and eventually he's able to earn, I'm going to say earn a throw-in, as opposed to concede a throw-in.
You can't do step-overs in the rain.
No.
Okay, Raul Gonzalez.
And I would say nor should you when you've got bodies in the box. So you just play that in the weather.
Again, Raul Gonzalez with the long runner. Last time it barely made it into the penalty area. We'll see if that was weather-related. Here we go. Kickers are lining up as if it's coming long. It's a pretty long throw. It's headed on. It was secure at the top of the box. Shoots. Held by Mitchell. Did he lose that ball and then get it between his knees?
I think he did well to get his body behind it and fall over top of it. Yeah, I think didn't take it as cleanly as he would have liked, but still held the ball within his realm of possession. So I think any Kickers player coming through is going to get called for a foul there. Good work there from Trey Mitchell.
That's a double layer of security as well. If my hands don't get it, then my knees will.
Indeed, and a good take by Usis Kier there to read this rebound as the throw comes in. It is flicked up. Good work there from Milan Roberts, and then partially cleared, but not enough. Nice little instep from Owusu to get that ball on frame, to keep it under control. But well done there again by Trey Mitchell to keep that ball, hold it, and play resumes.
And here come Pittsburgh down the left. Crossed low. Asante has it. Asante gives it to Alex Lee. I think I've seen a lot of Asante interceptions as well as Paddy McCann.
You have. You've also seen halftime here at City Stadium with the Richmond Kickers ahead 1-0 over the Pittsburgh Hounds.
Let's take one more look at the goal before we hit break here, Taylor. So again, it's Raul Gonzalez on the right. Looks up, sees it to Usikiri, plays it low. Usikiri, I think he actually was going for more the centre of the goal.
Yep.
And Trey Mitchell read it, got a hand to it, so credit to him for that, but couldn't quite make it strong enough to keep it out.
Indeed.
So 1-0 Richmond Kickers. There are 45 more minutes of rainy soccer to come at City Stadium. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with you on the other side.
Hey, congratulations, guys. You know you guys all get one, right?
CBS 6 This Morning, Emmy winner for Morning Newscast.
I'm gonna leave.
Choose between 1, 7, and 30-day unlimited ride passes. Pick the pass that's right for you and get ready to connect.
Elephant Auto Insurance presents Richmond Landmarks with Gene Cox. Built in 1901, Main Street Station has defined Richmond's skyline for over 100 years. One of the oldest train stations in the country, and it still keeps folks on the move. With its national headquarters right here in Richmond, Elephant keeps people on the move without breaking the bank. So log on to elephant.com for a free quote today. It's the most Richmond thing you can do.
At CBS 6 News, we aren't confined by four walls. Our office is out here in our community. CBS 6 News at 11, working for you.
Welcome back to City Stadium. I'm Taylor Rockwell. He's Daryl Grove. They are the Ball Kids. The Ball Kids for today's match are sponsored by Saxon Shoes.
And I hope they're staying nice and dry.
I don't think they are based on that shot. You can see the rain continuing to come down here at City Stadium. Not quite as bad as it was in the first half, as we'll see on the replay when that goal goes in. It's definitely coming down hard. Still raining, and I think we'll do for the rest of the game as we see some of the fans in the stands. And we're doing our best to stay dry here, Mr. Grove.
Some early highlights here from the first half. Kerr seemed to be the most creative player on Pittsburgh, seemed to be causing the kickers the most amount of trouble. There he is taking that free kick as well. I think it's actually because a lot of dangers come from set pieces just like that. Matt Turner ultimately dealt with that. And they saw Paddy McCann with a bit of defending. Done a really good job. And Raul Gonzalez crossing the ball. That's been the key weapon for the kickers. Look out for number 27, Raul Gonzalez.
More shots from distance from just outside the 18. And another ball from just outside the 18, this time finding Fred Awusa-Sekiri for that first and only goal of the first half.
And just a thought, the only time Kamara has been off the field and Fred Awusa-Sekiri has acted as sort of a miniature centre forward, that's when the kicker's goal came.
I'm not sure he's going to love the characterization as a mini centre forward, but I take your point.
I mean, compared to Kamara, who you see winning that header there.
I think compared to Kamara, most things are mini.
So what, more scrambling in the box there. I mean, do you think we'll see more of that in the second half?
I mean, I definitely think we will. As I said, the rain doesn't seem like it's going to let up anytime soon, so I think it's going to be a lot of maybe the teams trying to take advantage of that because, as we see here, trying to play quickly through the middle of the field is causing problems. It is leading to turnovers. So I think the teams are maybe just going to try to go for playing the ball out wide, getting the ball forward, and getting shots off, as we see there. And a great save by Matt Turner. I think it's basically going to force the goalkeepers into action and see what they can do.
Yeah, I'd call the shot we just saw from Hollingsworth the second best chance Pittsburgh have had. The best chance, I'd say, was Thompson's shot from the top of the box.
Agreed.
So maybe kickers should look out for the left foot of Thompson.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, and we've seen it really, the weather all over the pitch. We've seen it on those set pieces. The goalkeeper in the first half, Trey Miller, having some difficulty getting that ball up and high. He's since been able to deal with a little bit more. But we have seen players losing their footing a little bit, even taking the throws and going to get that ball a little bit more cautious. I think we've talked a little bit about Raul Gonzalez taking those long throws. I think just not being able to trust that his feet are going to stay out of bounds is maybe why you're not seeing the distance that he might otherwise get on those throws.
And you've also seen any time a player slows up to take an extra touch, if they're going to try like a step over or a feint or anything, it's a lot harder. It's a lot harder than you think. It's as if you're playing the FIFA video game and maybe you've spilled something on your controller, and the buttons are all sticky, so you can't quite pull the moves off.
Okay, that's quite the analogy you've worked out there.
All right, we'll be back after the break with even more analogies for this game.
with Gene Cox. Built in 1901, Main Street Station has defined Richmond's skyline for over 100 years. One of the oldest train stations in the country, and it still keeps folks on the move. With its national headquarters right here in Richmond, Elephant keeps people on the move without breaking the bank. So log on to elephant.com for a free quote today. It's the most Richmond thing you can do.
How can an elephant go undercover to ensure great customer service? Well, it goes a little something like this. I carefully prepare my disguise.
Yes, ma'am. We've got a tow truck on the way to you right now.
I approach with the utmost subtlety.
Absolutely.
I observe undetected.
Those repairs include a lifetime guarantee.
And slip away without a trace.
What?
When my customers are happy, I'm happy. And when I'm happy...
More care, less cost. Discover the elephant difference at elephant.com.
At CBS 6 News, we aren't confined by four walls. Our office is out here, in our community. CBS 6 News at 11, working for you.
We've raised the stakes. Expectations are high. Our biggest season yet will break records with elite players and future stars, innovative technology, and new homes. We're growing the game in our communities and across the nation. Are you ready?
Was the lucky number this week as 44 goals found the back of the net with 4 players scoring at least 2 goals in the 4th week of the USL season. Let's take a quick look back at each one.
Flip throw again and fires into the box. Ball comes down, setting up a bicycle kick, and it's in! Ball in for Valesky, the touch, and there's the finish. The shot is in!
Fleming's cutting it back. Left-footed score! Silva on his left, playing it across. Dequa's header. Top of the box, great turn. Bezecourt with the right. 87th minute, they take it early. Wide open, Abidor.
The Santos Sutton off his line, shot from distance, and it's in! Head toward the goal, and in! Quick throw in though, and he's found Williams. Whoa, there's 3, it's a hat-trick. Pushing forward from his defensive position. Swings it in. GB got a head on it. Go. NFC Cincinnati. There. Harrison Delbridge is a big target. Up to GB. He shoots and he scores. Here's a great opportunity. Corbin Bone into the box, across to GB, and a hat trick. Now it's Kenny Walker. And GB's calling for it. On to Walker.
Banjo on the run, has the angle, bang, side net. Davis, left-footed strike, he puts it in.
The initial shot is saved, and then the follow-up.
Bends it in, right side to go.
Glory, the shot, save, the putback is in the net.
For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
Hey, congratulations, guys. You know you guys all get one, right?
CBS 6 This Morning, Emmy winner for Morning Newscast.
Elephant Auto Insurance presents Richmond Landmarks with Gene Cox. Built in 1901, Main Street Station has defined Richmond's skyline for over 100 years. One of the oldest train stations in the country, and it still keeps folks on the move. With its national headquarters right here in Richmond, Elephant keeps people on the move without breaking the bank. So log on to elephant.com for a free quote today. It's the most Richmond thing you can do.
I'm gonna leave when I cross the line, standing high at this moment in time. Gonna push reset, gonna hold on tight, 'cause I believe in love at this moment in time. This moment in time.
Choose between 1, 7, and 30-day unlimited ride passes. Pick the pass that's right for you and get ready to connect.
Welcome back to City Stadium, where the rain has not stopped. It has lightened up a little bit. The Richmond Kickers are leading the Pittsburgh Hounds 1-0. The goal from Fred Owusu-Sikiri. We're going to take a look at the stats presented by GRTC. The most important stat, of course, is goals. Some would say the only one that matters. It is 1-0 Richmond Kickers. Anything else stand out to you there, Tyler?
I think the big one there is the fouls. 3 for the Richmond Kickers, 6 for Pittsburgh. I think maybe a few that could have been called weren't called, and therefore I'm surprised to see that there are 0 cards for either team. I think you could have had some earlier in the half. Maybe the referee giving a little bit of leeway given the rainy conditions, although I know some of the fans in the stands may be less than thrilled by some of the calls or no calls.
I'd say there's a lot of rain-assisted fouls.
I think so. If we were going to take another look at that Richmond Kickers goal, the lone goal of the first half, as you said, Daryl Grove. It's a ball in from Raul Gonzalez. Good ball through 4 different players, finds Owusu-Sikiri, who finds the back of the net eventually after Trey Mitchell gets a hand to it. I think the big difference maybe for Pittsburgh was the loss of Jamal Jack early on. We saw him go down, stay down, get a lot of treatment. That's why we had all of that injury time in the first half. He's been replaced, but I think Pittsburgh really struggling to kind of lock down the Kickers since that time.
Yeah, I think we saw that Jamal Jack was sort of the consistent starter at centre-back, and they've been what they refer to as a revolving door of other centre-backs. But now Jack is out. They don't have that consistent figure. So it's going to be Greenspan and Bolshin, who started the game at right back, now playing centre back.
He's come inside. You have Duffy there at right back, so we'll see if Pittsburgh make any further adjustments to get this half underway. What do you think Pittsburgh could do to try to get back into this one, Daryl?
It seems to me that these sort of direct balls that cause the kicker so much trouble in the first few minutes, not working anymore. I think Shinosky and Roberts and Paddy McCann in front of them are eating that up. I would say maybe just trying to get down the wing and get some crosses in instead, because that seems, I mean, that's how the kicker scored. And I'm not just saying that like that's how they scored, so that's how they should score. But I think these conditions make it really hard to defend crosses, because even if the ball bounces, it skips, you don't know what the pace of it is because of the weather. We are underway at City Stadium. Second half is underway. We'll see if the Pittsburgh Hounds take my advice. All right, Shinosky on the ball for the kickers. Plays it out right. It's Alex Lee. Alex Lee goes down the line, looking for Oliver, who's been sort of intermittently involved for the kickers.
He has, I think, heavily involved here, and that it looks like he's just drawn a foul. A little bit of contact there, goes down right in front of the assistant referee. Foul given for the kickers to be taken by Raul Gonzalez.
And it was Raul Gonzalez who provided that cross for Owusu Sakiri to score the kickers' goal in the first half. See if he can do it again. Up he steps. Gonzalez serves it in. It's got some bend on it. It's headed out. Drops in the box. Kamara gets a toe to it. It's Kamara has scored for the Richmond Kickers from very close range.
You're confused there for a minute, but I think because of the scrum in the box, looked like the ball was about to be cleared. Instead, it gets blocked and toe poked in by Kamara for his first goal as a Richmond Kicker. The second goal of the evening for the Kickers. That goal presented by Draper Aiden.
Let's get one more look at this. We'll see exactly what Kamara did. First of all, it was a really good ball by Gonzalez. You can see that really move in the air. I was headed into the back of his own player. Kamara was first to react to it, just stretched out a long leg and got a poke to it.
Looked like it was going to go clear, but hits the player in the back of the head, falls for Kamara, who does well to get the hips around it, get the ball into the back of the net. Good goal from the Kickers, and yeah, as you said, I think it starts with a great ball from the set piece from Raul Gonzalez. It's just far enough out that the keeper can't come for it, but still very dangerous as the Kickers take a 2-0 lead.
I've got to say, Raul Gonzalez has taken me by surprise because, as I understand it, the Kickers roster was kind of set. Then they got some injuries, and then Gonzalez and Minatello were added. Here's Gonzalez again down the right. Holds it up. Goes back. And Gonzalez gets the ball back one more time in those sort of very noticeable white boots he's got. Kamara nods it down for Oliver. Greenspan gets a toe to it. Raul Gonzalez is taken down. I was saying that he was added, it seemed like, just to make up the numbers on the roster when there were some injuries, but based on this game, he's going to be an important player for the Kickers going forward.
And it seems like if Pittsburgh didn't take your advice, the Kickers certainly did. It was a direct ball down that line to start the second half that led to that free kick that led to the goal. Again, direct play down the sideline, again leads to a free kick from the Kickers, this time a little bit more central. Looks like it's a conversation between Gonzalez and Fred Owusu-Sakiri as to who's going to take it. And in the end, I think Gonzalez wins.
I feel like we were saying earlier, I wanted a lip reader for what players say. I want to imagine that Owusu-Sakiri is, hey, I normally taught these. And Raul Gonzalez is like, well, I provided an assist.
Yeah. You see the bruise on my calf? I'm taking this.
All right, Gonzalez steps up. You can see his jersey blowing in the wind. Ball served in. Low header. Cleared for Pittsburgh. Only as far as Alex Lee, who tried to fire that in. I think he got a deflection on the way through. Now it's Salto in midfield. Holds it up, tackled by Asante, and Kickers can go back again. Here's Oliver. Oliver goes out left. Finds Owusu-Sakiri. Step over. I think the first successfully executed step over in this game. And Owusu-Sakiri has won a corner for the Kickers.
I think he thought he won a corner. It looks like it's going to be a goal kick, which I think is why you saw him kick that ball into the wall in frustration.
Oh, I thought it was more like a, hey, well done.
Yeah. No, I think in the end it's that basically it came off the defender, came off of Owusu-Sakiri and out of bounds. That's why you've got the goal kick here. That's why you've got a little bit of frustration from him, I think.
So have we got to revise that successful step over?
I think so. Not sure there's any we in that one, but yeah, why not?
I thought we were a team. All right, Braden Troyer clears it. Held up in midfield. Played on for Kamara to chase. That's the ball he's been asking for. Kamara has it. Kamara trying to get away from Duffy in the corner. Rolls it back. Finds the feet of Asante, who came into play. Now Owusu-Sakiri. Owusu-Sakiri to Shinosky. Shinosky outright to Alex Lee. Alex Lee crosses the ball. Headed out by Greenspan. And Alex Lee's back to clean up as well.
Really nice defensive work there from Alex Lee, able to get forward, but then cover back, make sure no break happens, and in the end, get possession back and look long.
Lee goes long, only as far as Greenspan. Raul Gonzalez, some strong defensive play there. Holds off Taylor Washington. I'm sorry, it was Jack Thompson. Thompson does well, wins the throw-in. Kerr with some good work in midfield. It's going to be a throw to the Richmond Kickers. All right, Richmond Kickers 2-0, 50 minutes in here at City Stadium. And the weather really has calmed down a little bit. Still wouldn't call it pleasant.
I would not.
It's
No.
not as aggressive as earlier.
No are the folks who stuck around after that hour-long delay. I think they probably would much prefer it be even calmer and maybe slightly warmer.
Ball is out left with Hollingsworth. Ball crossed in, flashes across the face of goal. Troyer lets it run.
And it looks like we did have a change at halftime for Pittsburgh.
Kay Banjo is
who's been doing some goal scoring for Pittsburgh this season. I think maybe they're just trying to spice up the attack, get some more numbers in there, try to create something. And especially now that they've gone 2-0 down, they can definitely fight for at least one goal to maybe bring it back and then give you some time to find the second.
So Kay Banjo, I know, started the last 2 games for Pittsburgh and scored within the first 5 minutes in both games. That's why I was really surprised to not see him in the starting lineup today. He'd have to score pretty fast to make it the first 5 minutes of this game as well. Back pass was loose there. Mitchell was off his line to beat Kamara to it. Now here comes Thompson. Thompson cuts it back. First time ball into the feet of Hollingsworth. He tried the shot. It was way, way off target. Matt Turner to take the goal kick. Turner kicks to the left. Kamara gets the flick on. Wushikiri chases. Bolshin gets it back to Mitchell.
Yeah, and it does look like it was Corey Herzog who made way for Kay Banjo. That substitution presented by Elephant Auto Insurance.
Long ball from Mitchell. One in the air by Roberts. Asante goes back to Braden Troyer. Troyer under pressure but goes long. Back into that puddle. Duffy with the throw down the line. Nice flick into the path of Banjo. Shinovsky clears it to Turner. Turner kicks it out. Ball is loose in midfield. No longer loose. Raul Gonzalez has it. Gonzalez to Alex Lee. Alex Lee looks down the line. He's got space to move into himself. Gives it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez accelerating backwards. It's picked off. Here's Banjo on the ball now. Banjo drives forward. Big slide tackle from Paddy McCann. Foul, says the referee. It's going to be a free kick to the Pittsburgh Hounds. Let's see this one more time.
And it looks like it wasn't Corey Herzog. Excuse me. Corey Herzog's still on there, so you still have now 3 strong attackers for Pittsburgh. Definitely going for a much more aggressive approach, especially now that they're 2-0 down.
It's Kerr standing over the free kick once again for Pittsburgh. He goes outright to Duffy. Duffy chases it into the corner, keeps it in, gets away from Usa Sakiri. Flag goes up. That ball at some point went out of bounds. Richmond Kickers goal kick. Matt Turner kicks long. One in the air by Bolshin, but collected by Paddy McCann. McCann first time chip into Kamara. Kamara has it, takes it on the thigh. Can't get around Greenspan. Greenspan did really well to hold him up there. Duffy slides, shot from distance.
Saved and out for a corner kick for the Richmond Kickers. It looked like Fred Sakira coming through there again. That trailing run, good dropped ball from Kamara. Was a little bit of contact, was a little bit of jersey pulling. Instead, opts to lay it off for the shot that is deflected, and it's a good save there, forced out for a corner kick to the Richmond Kickers.
Let's not forget that ball from Paddy McCann. This is the best I've seen him play for the Richmond Kickers, I believe. Here's Raul Gonzalez to take the corner kick. Gonzalez steps up. Low ball. Kerr, I think, tried to clear it and sort of mishit it. Ball goes over the bar. Oliver thinks it got a touch. He's asking for a corner kick. Let's see this one more time. So it's another Gonzalez cross. I think Oliver thinks that Trey Mitchell got a hand to it. Referee disagrees. Goal kick to the Pittsburgh Hounds. Kicked long. Won by McCann. Won by Roberts. Referee calls a foul. It's going to be a foul, free kick to the Richmond Kickers. Milan Roberts stands over this. Milan Roberts plays it long. Kicker's not shy of the long balls right now. Kamara with a really good chest down to Wisakiri. Wisakiri loses it under his feet. We see Jack Thompson there, who my colour commentator has pointed out is the left back now for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I think this is Pittsburgh Hounds, excuse me. I was living in 2016. This seems to be the attacking gamble by Pittsburgh, is to sort of go with really an attacking left back in Thompson and add an extra striker in K Banjo.
So we've seen Taylor Washington make way as a result at a halftime.
Braden Troyer looking for the feet of Kamara, didn't get there. It's going to be a throw-in to the Hounds.
And while they take it, fans stay up to date on the latest USL news and information from around the league. Tune in to USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XMFC. That's channel 85. Also, don't forget Sirius XMFC will air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times.
Obinwa's pass blocked by Oliver. Rolls all the way back. Thompson is going to keep it in. Sorry, it's Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth keeps it in. Ball played long. Comfortable header from Shinosky. Down the line from Alex Lee. Now Raul Gonzalez has it once again. Gonzalez under a bit of pressure from Jack Thompson. Goes back to Asante, who gives it to Alex Lee, who gives it to Raul Gonzalez. Kicker's moving the ball quickly now. First time ball from McCann. That wasn't one of his better ones, but it came back. Milan Roberts has it. Braden Troyer keeps his feet, keeps the ball. Gives it back to Milan Roberts. Another long driven ball looking for Kamara over the top. Bolshin gets ahead to it. I say this for Kamara, he knows what he likes. He likes a long ball to chase, and he's very clear about letting his teammates know.
Yeah, he does not shy away from letting people know where he wants the ball or when he wants the ball.
Nice low ball from Bolshin. Laid off. Duffy. Back into Kerr. It goes back to Greenspan. To Salto. Salto finds the fit of Hollingsworth, who goes out left to Jack Thompson, who's pretty far forward now. It's Thompson up against Lee. He's got the pace. He cuts it back. Cleared by Connor Shinosky. See Paddy McCann organising the midfielders. It's a Pittsburgh throw. Laid back to Obinwa, to Salto. Salto to Bolshin. Bolshin goes out right to Duffy. Duffy up against Uwisha Sakiri now. Cuts it back. Intercepted. Top of the box, shot from distance, finds the top left corner. That is an absolutely beautiful strike that Matt Turner could do nothing about.
Really, really lovely take there. Does well to collect the ball at the top of the box, turns, bangs it home with that left foot to the top corner. As you said, Matt Turner can do nothing about that beautiful strike. well done to, it looks like Hollingsworth was the one who
Yeah,
eventually got the strike.
It happened so quickly, I did not see the number on his back. I'm sure we'll find out who it was in the replay. The lingering camera on Hollingsworth suggests that's who it was.
Indeed. But as you said, Daryl, to start this half, it's basically the ball coming down that channel, played central, it catches the kickers off guard, and it's a really nice turn and take from Hollingsworth there. That's what Pittsburgh needed to get back in this game, and they definitely are now, as the kickers are going to have to be a little bit more cautious in their approach.
I would say game on.
That's the shorter way of saying it, yes, I suppose.
All right, Pittsburgh now have the ball, have the momentum. Is it Obinwa, who's been coming deep and receiving that ball. Another ball down the line for Duffy to chase. Troyer got there, I think he touched it. Is it going to be a corner kick to Pittsburgh?
It is, and I have to say, I feel bad for Matt Turner. Again, nothing he really could have done there, but it does seem like 2 weeks in a row he is going to be on the receiving end of the Goal of the Week nominee, because that is a lovely finish for Pittsburgh.
He's making the highlight reel, but not in the way you want to.
I'd say so.
It's going to be Kerr to take this corner kick. Ball just missed Greenspan. I think I saw Kay Banjo setting a pick on Milan Roberts to make sure Greenspan could get to that ball. That seems to be the plan. Played in by Thompson. Turner comes off his line and collects it. Let's keep an eye on that next time Pittsburgh have a corner kick.
So we're going to get one more look here at that lovely goal. Hollingsworth just takes that turn, sets himself up, gets a lot of power behind it and not a lot of space, drives it to that top corner. Pittsburgh now only one goal down, 2-1 here at City Stadium.
You worked it out.
I got there eventually.
It is 2-1 Richmond Kickers with 30 minutes to go at City Stadium. Duffy with the throw. Win by Troyer. Good win and turn by Oliver, and he wins the free kick. Wins the free kick from Kay Banjo, who is not thrilled about that.
Soccer fans, Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. You are still hearing some words there from the Pittsburgh players, not too thrilled about that free kick being given. But such is life. You can't complain about it too much, especially when Braden Troyer stands over and gets set to take it. Got to get dropped back and get ready to defend.
Troyer takes it right-footed, serves it in. Kamara chests it on, I believe, for Owusu-Sekiri. Owusu-Sekiri has it at the end line, cuts it back. Kamara hits the bar, it comes back to Paddy McCann. McCann goes out left. It finds Pittsburgh. Here comes Kerr. I thought it had found Raul Gonzalez at the far post. Ball into the corner for Herzog to chase. Keeps it in. We have Hollingsworth joining the attack. Lee gets a toe to it, gives it to Samuel Asante. A good cutback.
Yeah, the pace is picked up here, so is the tempo.
Has. Alex Lee goes long looking for Kamara. Greenspan gets his head to it. Now here comes Owusu-Sekiri. I feel like we really do have a game on here. Owusu-Sekiri crosses, looking for Kamara, gets his head to it.
I think that was the time that maybe he wishes he could have gotten his chest to that one, settled it, and then had that shot. I think he'll also be ruining that missed opportunity. It's a great ball back from Owusu-Sekiri that maybe Kamara just couldn't believe he had that much time and space to take, and instead bangs it off the crossbar. Really would like that one back, I'm guessing, is with the DC United loanee.
Bolshin plays it back to Duffy, gets it back. Raul Gonzalez gives up the chase, lets them have it. 63 minutes in here at City Stadium. Kickers have what, so 27 minutes to defend this 2-1 lead.
You worked it out eventually.
Alright, Owusu-Sekiri collects. One of Richmond's goal scorers. Lee takes a touch and goes long. Looking for the run of Oliver. Obinwa. Into Solto. Solto, good ball. Into Herzog, who goes out left to Thompson. Thompson left-footed, chipped cross to the far post, caught by Matt Turner. I think Matt Turner might have had flashbacks to last week there as that ball came sailing up.
And you can see the angle of the rain coming in. You're definitely getting a decent amount of wind to it. Makes it difficult to read what's happening there. As Turner boots that one ball long. We'll see the replay here. Again, good work from Owusu-Sekiri. And then Kamara there to finish, but can't finish into the goal.
Kamara went for the smash, didn't he?
He did. He did. Maybe didn't need to, but did well to adjust his run, because I do think Trey Mitchell did get a hand to that centering ball from Owusu-Sekiri.
And we're back with the live action. Here's Raul Gonzalez.
But it looks like he was offside, came back on to receive that one, so we're going to have a free kick for that offside decision. I think it was Kamara's goal and Owusu Sekiri's goal, both very opportunistic in the right place, made something happen. I got to say, his goal of the game so far, though, goes to Hollingsworth for that lovely finish from outside the box. We saw a replay of that a few minutes ago as well.
His Solto splits the first line of midfield. Banjo couldn't split the second line. Here comes Malan Roberts to Owusu Sekiri.
I think he split it into the back of Hollingsworth.
Kamara to chase. Greenspan was across. I'm kind of enjoying this battle between Joe Greenspan and Kamara. Both men taking a short breather.
It's been a little bit of a physical affair between the two. You can understand why.
I imagine sort of a handshake and a knowing nod after this game is over.
Good game, well played sort of situation.
Yeah.
It looks like we're going to see Anthony Grant for the kickers coming on. Getting his final instructions from Lee Cowlishaw.
I'm assuming he's saying play close to Kamara.
Yeah,
it looked
I
like
think
the way
so.
he was bringing his two hands together meant like stay close to your partner striker.
So it's going to be Grant on, Oliver off. This substitution is presented by Elephant Auto Insurance.
So Oliver had a quiet game, but was like weirdly effective in quick patches.
I think he had the type of game where if you rewatch it, you'll see him doing a lot of stuff off the ball and a lot of good work. But yeah, it's definitely one of the more unheralded performances.
He's also coming back from an injury, so it's quite conceivable that maybe he can't go the full 90. So we're going to get to see Anthony Grant instead. Right now we see Kay Banjo, a couple of swerves in midfield, gives it to Corey Herzog. Herzog's pass. Maintain possession. It's good work from Kerr.
I'd also say that maybe points to the kicker's more aggressive approach that Cowlishaw mentioned in the lead-up to this game.
Yes.
When you're up 2-1, to bring on another attacker, to replace an attacker, it shows that maybe you're still trying to go for it, still trying to get one more goal,
and
not content with that 1-0 lead.
And to tell the striker to play next to the other striker
Indeed.
as well, which means you're looking for, I'm going to assume that means we're looking for knockdowns from Kamara to Anthony Grant. Cross comes in from Kerr, headed out by Shanaski. Kicked into the air by Asante. Thompson gets it on the left. Thompson cuts back.
Was that your way of saying I don't know who he was aiming for?
Solto goes out right. Troyer goes to close down. Here's Duffy with the ball. Duffy back to Solto. Solto, another chipped pass into the area. Acrobatic attempt from, I think, Herzog.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic would have been impressed with that attempt. Really good work from Herzog to adjust his body. I think maybe was expecting the run into his path. Instead, had to play it behind and over the top of his head.
Was he not offside?
Doesn't look like he was. Looks like he timed that run really well. Good ball in there from Solto. Maybe just a little bit behind him, and you can see the acrobatic finish with the outside of the right foot. Well done there by Herzog, but can't turn it on frame.
I think Matt Turner was beating because he was the other side of the goal.
I think maybe he wasn't quite expecting everything that just happened there.
All right, Kerr with a nice little drag back, drive forward, drops the ball off to Duffy. Duffy goes to Bolshin. Out left to Obinwa, who's been collecting that ball all day long. Obinwa to Greenspan. Obinwa into the middle for Kerr. Kerr to Solto. Solto gets that back and goes out left to Obinwa.
You can see Pittsburgh starting to get in a rhythm here, starting to move the ball around pretty quickly, starting to find open men. Kickers really trying to drop down, just hold out here now.
Lee into the feet of Anthony Grant, who gets involved. To Owusu Sekiri. Goes down the line, takes a deflection, stays in. It's got to be tough for Anthony Grant to come into a game when you've been so cold on the bench for, 64 minutes or however long it was, and suddenly you got to, I mean, warming up takes a very literal meaning.
Yeah,
for the
I mean, he probably got to run around at halftime before having to go sit on the bench, and then he got to warm up for a couple more minutes, so he's had a few moments of activity at least. It's not quite the same thing, though.
Bolshin into Banjo. Banjo, nice turn. Goes out right to Duffy. Duffy cuts back. Sense of urgency about Pittsburgh's play here. Solto came off of Banjo and was collected by Shanaski, who toes it back, or outside of the foot punches it back to Turner. Greenspan with the win. Gives it to Thompson and gets it back. Pittsburgh keeping the tempo as high as they can. Obinwa looking for passes. You can see the kickers bouncing around, looking to close everything down.
You can see Grant and Kamara, they're staying very tight together, then breaking out when it's needed, but otherwise really not letting them come through the middle with any ease.
They were like synchronized swimmers. It really is about keeping that shape tight from what I can see from the kickers. So I started last week giving unofficial man of the match awards. Oh, Cross comes in here, Turner holds it, and it went to Uwush Sakiri last week. This week I'm going Paddy McCann.
Really?
Yeah.
You've just been impressed by his defensive work?
Yep, it's the Darrell Grove man of the match award.
The Darrell Grove unofficial man of the match award?
Yeah, there is no trophy, there's no anything.
Unofficial and frequently premature man of the match?
Anthony Grant, beaten in the air by Greenspan. Uwush Sakiri collects it. Tried to play it into Kamara and Bolshin steps. Here's Asante. Asante out left to Troyer. Braden Troyer looking for options. All the way back to Milan Roberts. Roberts to Lee. Lee keeps it in with the header. It's won by Pittsburgh. Now Pittsburgh have possession. Obinwa into Solto. Solto turns. Splashes as he turns. Here's Bolshin to Obinwa. Obinwa bringing it forward. Touch from Herzog. Solto plays it through. Laid off, cleared by Alex Lee.
You have Kamara's chest running back through,
Yeah.
but it looks like it's going to be a foul there. Or maybe Kamara coming from an offside position to win that ball. I'm not sure, but it looks like it is going to be a foul not too far from midfield.
Kamara's asking why?
Yeah, I didn't see much contact there. Maybe he just bumped into the player as that ball came through.
All right, 20 minutes to go at City Stadium. Richmond Kickers 2, Pittsburgh Hounds 1. Fair to say Pittsburgh have the upper hand, have the momentum right now.
Indeed.
Kerr serves it in. Headed wide. I'm not sure who that was, but he headed it wide.
Head and hands there for Joe Greenspan. It looks like really, really great ball in there from Kerr. I think Greenspan will really want that one back, much like Kamara wants that one that he hit off the post. I think Greenspan could have done better, but instead sends it just wide of that post. Richmond very lucky to still be ahead 2-1.
Let's see, did Pittsburgh set the pick again? They didn't. It looks like the Kickers just lost him.
Looks like Milan Roberts was the one who was supposed to be tracking Greenspan.
Yep.
Maybe just lost his man a little bit, and you're having words between Shinovsky and Milan Roberts there.
Braden Troyer goes down the line. Raul Gonzalez on the left wing now. Troyer to take the throw. Troyer's throw headed out by Duffy. He gets it back. Braden Troyer serves it in. Greenspan wins it. Here's Gonzalez. Under pressure from two players. Kamara collects. Kamara goes backwards. Ball goes outright to Uwush Sakiri. Turns, cuts back. Uwush Sakiri left-footed, chipped cross. Greenspan's going to head that clear. Here's Obinwa. Short to Kerr. Kerr's looking for a pass. Finds Solto, gets it back. Kerr goes to his left back. Jack Thompson, now it's with Joe Greenspan, who maybe had the best chance of a Pittsburgh equaliser just a few minutes ago. Maybe the best chance of the game.
I say this mostly just to upset you. It was a good header for a centre back.
Banjo trying to take control of that in the box, but the Kickers collect it. It's Matt Turner with the ball.
Joe Greenspan seems kind of big. Please don't tell him I said that. No promises. Folks at home, the Richmond Kickers have announced that they will take on Swansea City of the English Premier League on July 19th as part of the club's 25th anniversary season celebration. It's the 4th consecutive time a team from the English Premier League will play in Richmond, and it's guaranteed to be the biggest party of the summer. Tickets are on sale now at richmondkickers.com.
A slip. Uwush Sakiri takes it off him. Thompson did his best to win it back. Uwush Sakiri went down.
It stays down. No free kick given. Instead, play will continue. Looked like there was a bit of contact there, but no penalty, no foul either given for Thompson. Uwush Sakiri looks like still down on the pitch.
Instead, Pittsburgh coming forward. Here's Kerr with the ball. Kerr outright. Troyer steps. Sends it forward. I think we need this ball to go out of play. I see Uwush Sakiri is holding his hand.
Not sure if it's his hand or his wrist. Either way, it looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort there. Will require treatment, and the trainers are on. So too is Trey Mitchell, who's coming across to help out.
I'm going to guess substitution here. If he's got a damaged wrist.
It's not so damaged that he can't have a few words with the assistant referee. That's the Owusu Sekiri we've heard much about.
Oh yeah, he's not he's not shy about letting you know if he thinks he's been fouled.
Indeed.
Or if he thinks the foul you just called is was an incorrect decision.
Also indeed.
So if the kickers have to replace Owusu Sekiri, what are the kickers up?
I mean, it's essentially whether or not you want to try to go with another attacking player or bring in another defender, maybe drop back to that kind of 5-4-1 we've seen them utilize in games past.
Owusu is up.
Still having words with the assistant referee as we get the replay there. Looks like he just lands awkwardly and then gets his hand stamped on. Not intentional at all by Thompson, but you can understand why Owusu Sekiri had some words with the official.
Second shot.
Trash bag man.
Trash bag man. The most creative man on the field today, in the stadium today. Here's Duffy down the right. Duffy runs into Troyer, gets a second bite at this. Duffy holds off Troyer, goes backwards. It's going to be Kerr to deliver, serves it in. Milan Roberts got a foot to it, but only flicked it up in the air. Connor Shinosky helps him out.
So if the kickers do want to go back to that back three that we've seen them use at other times this season, maybe that's an Evan Lee substitution coming on. He is on the bench. If you want to go with more like midfield presence, maybe that's Jackson Esky. It could also be Sonny Jane for like kind of an attacking link-up play option. And we'll see our final substitution here for Pittsburgh. It's going to be Kenroy Howell coming on with Obinwa making way.
So we assume Kenroy Howell will play central midfield in place of Obinwa. The substitution presented by Elephant Auto Insurance. Pittsburgh have a corner kick. There's Kerr over there getting ready to take. Kevin Kerr steps up, serves it into the box. Roberts heads it out. Shot from the top of the box, just wide.
But again, it's another opportunity at the top of the box. Head clearance, but Pittsburgh there pouncing on that ball quickly, getting some shots off. Kickers need to shut down that second ball if they want to hold on to this win.
Looks like Solto from the top of the box. Seems like every Pittsburgh Hounds player has a decent strike from distance.
Maybe they've all seen the footage from last week. They know Turner is vulnerable from distance, so they're all willing to shoot.
Long ball from Turner. Hollingsworth has the ball. Has the overlap from Thompson. Thompson cuts back on that left foot. Squares it. Big square ball to Kerr. Top of the box. Shoots. It rolls through to Matt Turner. He was under a lot of pressure from kickers players there.
Yeah, really trying to shut down options in the middle, force Pittsburgh wide. Looks like kickers are willing to concede the wings to not give up any more shots through the middle. As we get a replay of just that here. A nice attempt from Kerr under that pressure, but can't hit it quite as cleanly as he would have liked. That's why it's slow and on the ground.
There's a way of looking at this that is all these shots from distance, even though one has been successful from Pittsburgh, is an indication that the kickers are denying them access to the box.
Indeed. I would say, though, that you've gotten a lot of trailing shots as well, though, which means the kickers are doing a good job of shutting off that first option, but allowing that second. We're going to have a double substitution here for the kickers. It looks like it will be both Evan Lee and Luis Fernando coming on. So it's kind of an attacking flair combined with the defensive standout.
So it's Luis Fernando coming on. I saw number 4 on the board, so I'm assuming that was in place of Fred Owusu Sekiri, who seems to have that wrist injury. So the substitution presented by Elephant Auto Insurance. And here comes Evan Lee. Who will Evan Lee be replacing?
Looks like it is going to be dropping into a back three for the kickers.
Yeah.
Directing
I like
traffic
your
there
optimism,
a
but
little
I think it's going to be a back 5.
Yeah, I think so. You can see Braden Troyer there staying at left back. We expect Alex Lee to stay on there at right back.
And McCann into the box. For Anthony Grant to chase. Greenspan held him off and let it roll through to Trey Mitchell.
I haven't seen yet, but I'm guessing it's Kamara who's come off for the Richmond Kickers. Maybe you go one striker up top, you let Luis Fernando run off of Anthony Grant, and you get a little more defensive stability in there.
Yeah, just for the last 12 minutes for sure. Headed out by Milan Roberts. Yeah, you're right. I don't see Kamara, I only see Anthony Grant. So yeah, Anthony Grant is the lone forward for the Kickers who are going to put in a big defensive effort for this last 10 minutes here. And I think that's exactly what the Kickers are looking to do, is to not to clear it into players like Milan Roberts just did, but to be compact and deny space in the middle of the field there.
It's a key distinction.
I mean, that's what a back three does for you, right? You can be compact, like you can see the 3 centre backs at the top of the box now, and then you've still got
2 walls on the field.
You've still got Troyer and Lee as your fullbacks. Here's Greenspan to Bolshan. Easily played it around Anthony Grant. That's the thing with only one striker, you're easily bypassed. Herzog out to the right. It's going to be Duffy. Duffy gives it to Salter, who lifts that in. Headed out by Evan Lee. Howell comes away with the ball. Howell looking to make an impact in this game. Kerr goes back to Bolshan, gets it back. Rain coming down heavy again, you can see it there. Howell gets away from Grant, wins the free kick. Looks like Grant just tripped him as he was trying to go through.
This is the type of game where it's the least pleasant time to be an unused substitute, I have to say. Especially if you got to go warm up for like 5 minutes, like maybe I get to, but then no. Replay of the foul here. Good work from Howell dancing on the ball and eventually draws that foul from Anthony Grant, who I think really didn't need to do that. Easily could have stood him up, but instead concedes the free kick, which it looks like was called back for a foul. Or offside, excuse me. It looks like one of the Pittsburgh players drifted offside.
Matt Turner to take this free kick. Kickers have just over 9 minutes until we hit 90.
Yeah, it looks like maybe Herzog there had drifted offside just a touch.
Now here's Greenspan to start this attack for Pittsburgh. Here goes Duffy. Gives it to Salto. Salto looking for an option, finds Kerr. Kerr in the centre circle. Step over, cut back, gives it to Bolshan. Anthony Grant doing a lot of defensive work, a lot of chasing around. He's playing a game of 4v1 there. All he can really do is slow up the attack as much as he can. Milan Roberts gets a foot to it. Raul Gonzalez comes away with it. Good work from Raul Gonzalez. To Luis Fernando, who plays it forward. For the kickers to chase, Greenspan has it.
I'm not sure if that was for himself, if that was for Raul Gonzalez to run, or maybe he thought Anthony Grant was coming across.
I think he might have been hoping Grant was making some sort of bending run. Look at Grant sprinting through the middle there to get back in defensive shape. Here's Thompson down the left. Thompson cuts back. Salto faces the massed ranks of the Richmond kickers. Now Kerr. Kerr managed to find Banjo, but the ball came off him, and the kickers can clear. Now Braden Troyer goes long. This can be a really good defensive test for the Richmond kickers.
You can see that the players who subbed on have been given very specific and very rigid defensive instructions. As you mentioned, Anthony Grant pushed all the way forward and then eventually sprints all the way back to get into a good defensive shape. You're seeing that as well with most of this team.
Thompson's low ball only finds Braden Troyer. Troyer now to Raul Gonzalez. Back to Troyer. Troyer down the line. Anthony Grant couldn't get there. Bolshan gets there instead. Now here's Salto. And Howell. Howell's pass couldn't split McCann and Asante. Asante's down. Howell gets the ball back. Troyer steps. Troyer clears. Now Anthony Grant to chase. Anthony Grant chasing Joe Greenspan in that corner.
Gives him a little tiny hand in the back. Just lets him know he's there, but Greenspan does well to drop it back, and Pittsburgh will possess.
Now Salto's chance to come forward. And Kerr. Pittsburgh seem to be almost defying the kickers as the kickers try to deny space to the middle. Pittsburgh keep saying, no, we're going to force it through anyway. Salto goes wide this time. No, Duffy on the right. Gives it back to Salto. And now Howell under pressure from McCann goes out left where Thompson is up. Thompson drops it back. Hollingsworth rolls it to Kerr. Ball through the middle, once again picked off by Paddy McCann. Played long by Troyer. That seems to be the pattern. Eventually, a midfielder intercepts a Pittsburgh pass. It deflects into the path of Troyer. Troyer goes long.
I think for the reason you said, though, it's that they are trying to force that ball through.
Yeah.
I think Pittsburgh are like being a combination of patient but also frustrated. Like they know they need to get the goal. They know they need to try to get more shots on target, but they're still trying to force it through using the same tactic, and it's just not quite working.
Looks like a kicker's throw. Just under 6 minutes plus whatever added time there is. If you're a Richmond Kickers player, I'm thinking if you have to get soaked, it's best to get soaked for 3 points. Anthony Grant goes backwards to Troyer. Troyer bangs it forward. Looking for Luis Fernando in the box. But Greenspan was there. Luis Fernando has it top of the box, tries to cut, still has it. Plays a short pass a little behind Gonzalez, who had to reach. Now Pittsburgh can break.
I think Duffy might have just gotten a toe to it. That's what broke up that pass that allows Pittsburgh to break here with Kerr on the ball.
Gives it to Mitchell. Excuse me, Thompson. There's Salto. Kickers back in shape very quickly.
Yeah, and your pragmatic prediction that it would be more of a back five seems particularly accurate.
No bullshit. It's come back to Salto again. It does seem to fall on Salto a lot to be the guy that's got to try and break the kickers' lines. Bullshit inching forward. Down the line. Banjo had it, but Troyer clears it once again. Braden Troyer trying to set the world record for clearances. No, McCann picks it off. McCann goes long.
It's a slightly dubious honor, that one.
I'm sure Kamara is watching from the bench thinking, oh, I'd love to be chasing these balls. No fair that Anthony Grant gets to do it. Here's Duffy down the right. Ball is back in field with Kerr. Kevin Kerr driving forward, kickers backing off. Kevin Kerr lifts it. Evan Lee gets ahead to it. That's what he's there for. Now Salto from the top, goes out left. Gets it back from Thompson. Good tackle from McCann. Paddy McCann drives it long. Just a great defensive performance from the kickers so far.
I think Anthony Grant pretty happy to be on the field. I'm sure hasn't seen much of it since the first game of the season, but maybe still kind of a frustrating game for him. He's having to do a lot of running, not really able to get the ball to feet too many times.
Asante couldn't get it out. Howell goes in for a tackle with McCann. Braden Troyer gets it, and guess what? Braden Troyer goes long. Looking for Luis Fernando. Josh Greenspan wins it in the air. I think Greenspan is always going to beat Luis Fernando in the air.
I
and
think
possibly
so.
also Anthony Grant. I've been very impressed with his defending so far. I mean, that's why Colorado took him quite high in the draft a couple of years ago.
But yeah, I think he's always going to be dominant in the air, but especially with like the long balls hoofed over the top and a player running on as opposed to being in that position from the start. He's definitely always going to be likely to win it.
Howell from the top of the box, shapes to shoot, goes left. That's a good ball to Thompson. Thompson on his left foot, gives the fake. Alex Lee didn't buy it, tried to play it, blocked by Anthony Grant. Now here's Salto to Kerr. Kerr turns. Luis Fernando doing a good job forcing him backwards. Kerr still has it. Into the feet of Hollingsworth to Howell. Howell from the top, shoots from distance, but it's high and long. I think you're going to see Matt Turner take his sweet time with this goal kick as well.
Ball boy's running off to collect that ball. I'm sure he's giving him a word. No rush. Take your time. Take your time. Howell walks away. We get the replay of that chance for Pittsburgh. And again, it's a shot from distance from just outside the 18. Space was open. Milan Roberts stepped, but a little bit late. Tried to get just a block in there. Doesn't get the block, but does maybe force Howell into shooting when he wouldn't have liked to have shot.
Turner goes long. One in the air. Troyer goes long. He must have broken that world record by now. Grant on the chest, holds the ball up. It's good work. Grant goes back to Asante. Now kickers can possess. There's only a couple minutes left here. If they can see this out with the ball, they'll be a lot happier. Troyer goes forward. Feeds it into Grant. Gets it back. Troyer from the top of the box. Shoots from distance. Worth a go, worth a go.
He's already broken the record for clearances. He didn't like the idea of Pittsburgh breaking the record for shots from distance.
Maybe he could claim that as a clearance.
Yeah,
just
sure.
a very definitive one. No, it's bullshit.
Rain continuing to come down here as we have a few minutes left plus injury time for Pittsburgh to try to snatch a point back.
Has the added time gone up yet?
Not that I have seen.
Kerr serves it in, ball comes loose, Lee lets it run. I think he thought that was going through to Turner, but it held up on the wet field. Thompson has it now. Thompson goes backwards to Salto. Salto tries a clever little ball. Alex Lee says, get out of here, clears it up the field.
We've had multiple substitutions, 2 goals, and a couple players go down. I bet we're looking at probably 4 minutes of stoppage time.
It's a good guess.
Or 2 minutes, says producer Mike. 2 minutes of stoppage time. I think he waited for me to take my guess before proving me wrong.
Duffy served it in. It's out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick for Matt Turner. Matt Turner, here he is taking his sweet time.
It does seem like it should be more, though, right? Because you usually add, 30 seconds for a goal, 2 goals there, a couple injuries, and 3 different substitutions.
Hey, you're welcome to go argue with the 4th official.
Well, I guess my point is maybe the 4th official just wants to go home.
Gonzalez tried to flick that on. Pittsburgh win it back. Solto's pass is cut out by Paddy McCann. Solto to Kerr and gets it back. Here's Jack Thompson. Very strange pass picked off by Asante. Asante's clearance blocked by Kerr. Kerr drives at the Richmond defence, goes left to Hollingsworth, the goal scorer. Hollingsworth in the corner, up against Alex Lee. Hollingsworth goes backwards to Thompson. Kickers have done a good job of forcing Pittsburgh all the way back. No, it's bullshitting. It's just, under 2 minutes for Pittsburgh to equalise here. Under 2 minutes for the kickers to defend. Joe Greenspan looks up, chips it left. Finds Thompson in a bit of space. Thompson crosses. Headed up and over by Connor Shinosky. It's going to be a Pittsburgh corner kick. Do we see the goalkeeper come forward?
I think you've got a minute and a half left. I feel like that might be a little bit premature, but given the way my other predictions have gone, I'm going to say sure, why not?
Let's see if Trey Mitchell gets in the box.
See the replay of that ball in here. Flicked out of bounds. Good defensive work from Shinosky.
That corner came in and was cleared by Luis Fernando. Ball served in, knocked down. Luis Fernando gets a tackle in. Alex Lee puts it out for a throw.
I think Alex Lee wasn't too thrilled with that pass from himself. You could see him look back with frustration as it went out of bounds.
Good first-time cross from Thompson. I think Hollingsworth was trying his Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang there. Didn't quite come up.
Actually, I think that might have been Greenspan who was pushed far forward.
Oh.
I think Greenspan staying forward for these final few minutes.
Now here's Thompson, another left-footed cross, hits Alex Lee. Goes in low, Asante gets there first. Paddy McCann puts that ball out.
Final few seconds here at City Stadium with the Richmond Kickers holding on to that 2-1 advantage.
Thompson takes. Howe feeds it to Solto. I'm not sure Pittsburgh have time to be playing it from one side to the other. This ball needs to go in the box.
But there won't be enough time. Eventually it goes in, but after the whistle goes, it's a 2-1 victory for the Richmond Kickers, snapping a lengthy losing streak and finally finding their scoring boots once again, getting 2 goals to Pittsburgh's 1. 3 points for the Richmond Kickers here at City Stadium in rainy, cold conditions.
So once again, it was goals from Fred Owusu-Sakiri and from Kamara. Made it 2-0 to the Richmond Kickers. Pittsburgh came back with the goal from Hollingsworth and then held out to get the 3 points here at City Stadium. We're going to take a short break and then we'll come back to round up all the action that we just witnessed here in the rain.
Hey, congratulations, guys. You know you guys all get one, right?
CBS 6 this morning, Emmy winner for Morning Newscast.
Elephant Auto Insurance presents Richmond Landmarks with Gene Cox. Built in 1901, Main Street Station has defined Richmond's skyline for over 100 years. One of the oldest train stations in the country, and it still keeps folks on the move. With its national headquarters right here in Richmond, Elephant keeps people on the move without breaking the bank. So log on to elephant.com for a free quote today. It's the most Richmond thing you can do.
I'm gonna leave when I cross the line, standing high above this moment in time.
Choose between 1, 7, and 30-day unlimited ride passes. Pick the pass that's right for you and get ready to connect.
Welcome back to City Stadium, where the Richmond Kickers have just claimed a 2-1 victory over the Pittsburgh Hounds, snapping a 3-game losing streak. So the Red Army greeting their heroes.
We get some replays here. First half goal, courtesy of, as you said earlier, Owusu Sekire. Good ball in from Raul Gonzalez. Splits the defense, plays it low, bouncing off of that wet pitch and into the back of the net from a nice finish from Owusu Sekire, despite the best efforts of Trey Mitchell in goal for Pittsburgh.
And a great game from Raul Gonzalez. Really dangerous crosses from the wings.
Caused a lot of problems up attacking-wise, but also did really good jobs getting back, and a strong defensive performance from him as well, as we see another set-piece delivery from Raul Gonzalez. Headed clear, but back off of a Pittsburgh player and poked in by Kamara for the 2-goal advantage for the Kickers.
I think it was off the back of K Banjo, who just come on as an attacking weapon in the second half. And here is, if we're fair, the goal of the game.
Absolutely.
From Hollingsworth.
Absolute rip from about 20 yards out. The left foot turn, left foot strike from Hollingsworth. Really, really trying to turn this game around for Pittsburgh. Some happy celebrations there, but it wasn't meant to be for Pittsburgh. Richmond holding on for the 2-1 win here at City Stadium in the rain, in the cold, with the rain delay as well. That hour delay gave the players maybe a little more time to prepare for this one, and the fans a little more time to get ready to celebrate.
So next week, the Richmond Kickers are away at Tampa Bay Rowdies down at Al Lang Stadium. After that, we are back home May 6th against FC Cincinnati. So May 6th against FC Cincinnati, the Richmond Kickers will return to City Stadium.
It's going to be 2 tough games for the Kickers. Tampa Bay has obviously been performing very well since their move to USL. FC Cincinnati, always very difficult. Home or away, it's always going to be a challenge for the Kickers. So 2 tough games coming up for them, and we will be here for the FC Cincinnati game.
So that's all from us for now. We're going to take a short break once again. Hello. Kerr under pressure from Chinosky, gets away, flow from McCann, gets away from him, crosses it in. It's cleared. It's going to be a floated in by Kerr. Turner Ken got a hand to it, ball bounced loose. Gonzalez with some room to cross. Goes right-footed, floats it in, it bounces. One in the air by Chinosky. Shot from distance, just wide.
Played quickly to the feet of Connor Chinosky.
Red Army there. brave souls at City Stadium.
Looking
for, I believe that's Gonzalez on the far side. Crosses low into the fit of Kamara. Save. No, it's in. It's into the side netting.
Fred does well there to stay on.
Sakiri.
Does well to stay on side there. Drifts inside. Great ball in from Raul Gonzalez, and that's how you finish here at City Stadium. If you are Mr. Fred Sakiri.
And he gets a soggy hug from the Red Army.
I think also sends Trey Mitchell the wrong way there. I think Mitchell thought he would put it back across him, so Mitchell dives to the right. Owusu puts it back to Mitchell's left, and that's why he has difficulty adjusting his run.
And of course he was in the butts because Owusu Sakiri was subbing in for Kamara, who was off the field. So he's doing the big centre forwards job for I believe that's Gonzalez on the far side. Crosses low into the fit of Kamara. Save. No, it's in. It's into the side netting.
Fred does well there to stay on. Does well to stay on side there. Drifts inside. Great ball in from Raul Gonzalez, and that's how you finish here at City Stadium. If you are Mr. Fred Sakiri.
And he gets a soggy hug from the Red Army.
I think also sends Trey Mitchell the wrong way there. I think Mitchell thought he would put it back across him, so Mitchell dives to the right. Owusu puts it back to Mitchell's left, and that's why he has difficulty adjusting his run.
And of course he was in the butts because Owusu Sakiri was subbing in for Kamara, who was off the field. So he's doing the big centre forwards job for I believe that's Gonzalez on the far side. Crosses low into the fit of Kamara. Save. No, it's in. It's into the side netting.
Fred does well there to stay on. Does well to stay on side there. Drifts inside. Great ball in from Raul Gonzalez, and that's how you finish here at City Stadium. If you are Mr. Fred Sakiri.
And he gets a soggy hug from the Red Army.
I think also sends Trey Mitchell the wrong way there. I think Mitchell thought he would put it back across him, so Mitchell dives to the right. Owusu puts it back to Mitchell's left, and that's why he has difficulty adjusting his run.
And of course he was in the butts because Owusu Sakiri was subbing in for Kamara, who was off the field. So he's doing the big centre forwards job for him.
Right.
We'll maybe see it unleashed later in today's game. Gonzalez slips as he crosses it, but it's flicked on into his own box by a Pittsburgh defender. Melon Roberts gets ahead to it. Sakiri heads it in.
Well, words exchanged, but not really inclined to dish out cards too early in this one.
McCann serves it in. It bounced all the way through to Trey Mitchell.
I'm not sure if it bounced or if Greenspan maybe got an accidental foot.
From distance, Thompson's shot spilled.
Get the ball back in play.
Obin was past to Solto, intercepted by Oliver. Oliver plays it through for Kamara to chase. Bolshin's across. Bolshin gets rid of it. It's Hollingsworth at left. Fires low. Turner saves it at the near post and gets it behind.
Really big save there from Turner. It was a good...
Sante's low pass intercepted. McCann intercepts it back. Owusu Sakiri in on Mitchell. It's long enough as if it's coming long. It's a pretty long throw. It's headed on. Owusu Sakiri at top of the box. Shoots. Held by Mitchell. Did he lose that ball and then get it between his knees?
I think he did well to get his body behind it and fall over top of it. I think didn't take it as cleanly as he would have.
Gonzalez serves it in. It's got some bend on it. It's headed out. Drops in the box. Kamara gets a toe to it. It's Kamara has scored for the Richmond Kickers from very close range.
You're confused there for a minute, but I think because of the scrum in the box, it looked like the ball was about to be cleared. Instead, it gets blocked and toe poked in by Kamara for his first goal as a Richmond Kicker. The second goal of the evening for the Kickers. That goal presented by Draper Aiden.
Serves it in. It's got some bend on it. It's headed out. Drops in the box. Kamara gets a toe to it. It's Kamara has scored for the Richmond Kickers from very close range.
You're confused there for a minute, but I think because of the scrum in the box, it looked like the ball...
And sort of mishit it. Ball goes over the bar. Top of the box.